Morning. Hopefully you are having a good day. I feel like it's going to be an awesome day. We have a community baby shower taking place this Saturday. You're invited. Maybe you're having a baby. You know somebody who is. You can sign up on a link. There's an event for it. I've just been searching community baby shower on Facebook.
And it works? It pops up?
For me, I think because I'm confirmed to go.
Ah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Hey, what is the most amount of people that have come to an event at Abundant Life?
At a single event, I'm going to say maybe about 5,000 people.
Okay. I think on Saturday we break that.
5,001.
I think it's 5,001.
It's going to be like the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, where it's like Cardi B breaks the record, and then coming up next is like the Tejano band. Everybody's like, yeah. And then George Strait comes in and just stomps on everybody. But there's some politics there. They're like, there's extra chairs. Those chairs weren't there for Cardi B.
That's what Cardi put out the... Whoa, hold up.
It's my record.
My record, not fair. They actually have two separate records for that at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. They have one for a rodeo night and one for a record for a non-rodeo night.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And then there's also like, oh, well, they didn't count the badges and they didn't count all this. I don't know, but there's an event taking place this Saturday. It's a community baby shower. If you've heard about it, make sure you share out the videos. We've posted a couple videos kind of just letting people know. And then if you want to help, we do need diapers. We need baby formula. We also need like newborn supplies. Anything that you would need to have a newborn baby, that's what we need so we can give it and bless the community. One thing that I've seen is people are wanting, like businesses that we've asked, like, hey, we're doing this. Would y'all be willing to help? The answer is yes. They want to help. They want to donate baby supplies, baby furniture, strollers. And so we're going to make sure everybody walks away with something, and then we have some big items that we're going to try and hand out as much as possible.
I did see I think there's up to 10 big gifts that they can enter into drawings for. That was confirmation from last night. I think maybe that number's grown, so it's at 10 right now. We hope that number goes up. So there's drawings that you're going to get. There's going to be I think there's going to be games to play as well, like baby shower games.
Like Baby Twister?
I started out by saying it needed to be like, wrap the toilet paper around.
Yeah.
But that's for like a dress. So that's like a wedding shower. I don't think I've ever been to a baby shower before.
This is going to be one of my first ones. There's going to be some pin the tail on the donkey. I don't know. If they leave us in charge of something, I think we're going to have some pin the tail on the donkey for some reason. But I don't know. But there's going to be a lot of different vendors out here. I know we've talked to Moms on a Mission, MOM. That's a local nonprofit in the area. They're here. They've been collecting diapers. They've been collecting a lot of stuff. We've been talking to Dr. Chapa. They're actually having a women's wellness meetup this Thursday, and we're inviting everybody in the community. If you have an organization you want to come be involved, hit us up. Send us a message. We'll let you know how you can get involved.
Yeah, I see Josh just asked, when is the baby shower? Hey, Ethan, can you actually post in the event link so that people can click on it as we're talking about it? Josh, that's happening on Saturday from 11 to 1 right here at the KHEA radio studios, 601 Delaney Road in Lamarck, Texas. So I think setup starting at 9 o'clock. I'm expecting there's going to be a line out the door waiting for people to get in.
Hoping so.
At like 6 o'clock in the morning.
We want as many people to be able to come as possible. And, I'm going to be there. Kurt's going to be there. Ethan will be signing autographs if he's there. Ethan, are you going to be able to go?
Well, that day is also my sister's birthday. So I'm going to try to go, but if she's wanting me to stay.
What a good way to remember that she too was once a baby.
As
a
an
baby
intern
shower.
here at KHEA Radio, you have to be there.
Can I bring my sister?
Yes. Yes.
Great volunteer opportunities.
All kinds of volunteering opportunities here at KHEA and at Abundant Life. So we're excited. If you want to get involved, let us know. We can find something for you to do as an individual, as a business, as a table. It's going to be exciting. I've never been a part of anything like this before. So this will be my first time.
Butler's Courtyard said, you guess how many squares will go around the belly. So that might be a game that we can play.
But if we have 300 pregnant ladies here, how many
much
squares?
Toilet paper?
It's like we should have just let them have the toilet paper. Just keep the roll at that point. So it's 8:40. It's Wednesday morning. We got about 19 seconds, 17. We're going to get into this. Good morning, Dorian. Josh. What's up, Ethan? Russ, everybody, share this video out. We're going to have a fun day today talking about everything happening this weekend and going on in the community. Here we go. Good morning. You're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. This is Kickstart. I'm Gardy.
And I'm Curt.
It's 8:41 on a Wednesday. I heard the fire's out in Deer Park, so that's good. You know, we need to keep praying for our first responders, keep praying for everybody that's in the vicinity and just our community as we, kind of navigate through that.
Yeah, congratulations to everyone who was a part of that to be able to put out the fire. I know
congratulations
is a weird way to say
Time
that.
out. Let me just congratulate. You have a way with the English
Congratulations
language.
is not the right word, but
it's not at all.
Thank you to everybody who helped in that moment. Congratulations. Sorry.
So, that's something that just happened. But on Saturday, we're having a community baby shower here at KHEA. We're having a community baby shower at Abundant Life. If you know somebody who's pregnant, if you yourself are expecting, if you're going to be having a bundle of joy and you want to come participate in this event, you are invited. I know Ethan earlier, I believe he was going to put up a link.
I think it just got posted.
So there you go. You'll be able to find out about the event and even sign up for it. There's a link where you can sign up for the baby shower, or you can donate, whether that's money, diapers, baby formula, supplies, diaper bags. There's all kinds of stuff that goes into a new baby being born. And sometimes it helps to lend a helping hand to our neighbors.
Yeah, so that event, for those of you who are listening on our FM channel, 99.5 FM, or at KHEAradio.com, is taking place this Saturday at Abundant Life Christian Center, 601 Delaney Road in Lamarck. KHEA Radio broadcast from Abundant Life Christian Center. This is a wonderful event. It starts at 11 o'clock to 1 o'clock. If you want to come and help volunteer, if you want to come and be a part of this event, setup is starting at 9 o'clock. The event is at 11. We're expecting already, I think, 300 to 400 expecting mothers who are going to be here.
And we're ready. We're ready for it.
We're ready for it. Yesterday, we dropped a video on I-45 Now, our community partner, and it went from, it jumped. A lot of people registered, so we need supplies. We need help to be able to help these expecting mothers who may or may not ever have a baby shower in their life.
There's all kinds of reasons, that somebody may need some help, and I know I've needed help, a ton of help in my life, and this is an opportunity for me myself to teach my family, to teach my kids, hey, this is what we do. Don't ask questions. You don't have to be a member of the church. You don't have to be a member of any church. There's really only one requirement, and that is that you're going to have a newborn baby.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Any expecting mothers are allowed to come. You do have to be present, so you can't send your uncle to come pick up your stuff. You do have to be there in order to participate in the community shower. There's going to be games. There's going to be prizes. We have 10 community partners who have decided to donate big items that are going to be given away that day. So I think there's strollers. I think there's a crib. There's a whole bunch of stuff that they're giving away.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on that.
And if you're one of our friends and you want to be able to partner with us and bless people in the community as a business, you don't have to be necessarily, hey, a furniture store to donate a baby bed. But if you have a business or just a group of friends, say, hey, we want to bless a family that needs a stroller. I may go buy a stroller today just to be able to do that. That's actually a good idea. I'm gonna go buy a stroller. If I can have an opportunity, I'm gonna sneak out to the store and I'm gonna buy a stroller and use that as an opportunity to bless a family, to teach my kids. This is what we do as Christians. This is what we do as good people. And in Galveston County, we want to make sure that there's some families out there that have a little bit of less to worry about.
I did see Josh Varner. Thank you, Josh, for commenting along and listening. He said, gotcha, we have a bunch of wipes left over from our baby raising days. Josh, you can actually come down here anytime before Saturday or even on Saturday if you want to do that and drop off those baby wipes. Those are some of the items that we need help with. We do have a bunch already. We've partnered with the Galveston County Food Bank on a bunch of stuff as well to help bless these mothers and bless these people. So if you want to bring that stuff down here, you can.
Or maybe we can figure out a way that somebody else can grab it, or we can go grab it if we can find time. Here's what we want. We want more than enough, so all of these people will leave with something, with multiple things. The last thing we want is for people to show up and be like, hey, there's nothing. There's nothing for you. So more the better. This is KHEA. Thank you so much for taking this time to join us. We're talking about the community baby shower taking place this Saturday at Abundant Life.
Yeah, I think, a lot of people have asked me, they're not expecting, they don't have kids right now, but they want to help. And again, we're looking for any kind of help that's whether it's your time, energy, or even some of the products that we've been talking about already this morning. I'm super excited for Saturday. Again, it's from 11 to 1 o'clock right here at 601 Delaney Road in Lamarck, Texas. It's the community baby shower. Go ahead and search it on Facebook. You might be able to find it.
Yeah. Also go to alcc.org. You can find more about that event taking place. Hey, yesterday we had an awesome time. We were all over the place. I saw Stephanie Kovic get on. She is the owner of Furniture Zone, one of the most, caring people in the community that I know. She recently had surgery on her arm, and we've been praying for her. But she gives back so much every opportunity that she has. So we're very proud to partner with Furniture Zone. We went there yesterday to actually drop off some tacos.
And we did, because we've been trying to do that. We said she just had surgery, and she was asking people to donate food or cook food for her.
Her sister was, yeah.
Yeah,
it was really cool.
So they could help out during that time, because obviously she can't cook with one hand, or
we can.
You can, but you can't do a whole lot.
Not to her standard, not up to her par. Because I've seen some of the food she makes, and it looks delicious.
It looks delicious, but it's just really good lighting, right? No, it looks good too. But we dropped off tacos for Stephanie because we just wanted to say, hey, thank you for all that you do for us here at KHEA Radio and the community. And we were able to sit on couches, watch TV.
You broke a chair. It was a great time. You broke a chair at Furniture Zone.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's true. It was very sad but true. And we actually shot some video, and it was a good time, but it's going to make you dizzy. So I want to see some feedback on this. We're going to take a quick break on the FM. This is KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. It's Kickstart. And you guys that are watching on Facebook, I need y'all's help. And this was us in Furniture Zone. We're going to go take a look and tell me if you get seasick, motion sickness. I get that kind of stuff, but I edited some of the settings on my camera, so hopefully that won't happen, but let me know. Let's check it out. We've been having a lot of fun. Thank you for joining us. This is what goes on here. Apparently Curt just takes his shoes off. He just woke up from a nap.
I did. Sorry, I needed to be on that nice mattress.
Hey, Stephanie. Hey. But look, I'm not going to put my phone number on there, but I filled out my name on my card and Kurt's card. If you want to come down and win, how much money is it? $500 gift card to Furniture Zone. All you got to do is stop in, check out what they have going on, and then you can put your name in here. And you can, I think, do it once a day, right? Yeah. Once a month, y'all do this.
Every month.
$500. All right, we got some tacos, hanging out with Stephanie. Curt is scratching out my name.
Oh, you only get one entry per time that you come to visit. But you can literally come every single day.
We have a lady who comes every day. She's come every day
smart.
this month.
Has she ever won?
It's her first month.
All right.
See
if it pays off. It's a bold strategy.
Yeah.
I need a new couch for my apartment.
Had some tacos. I'm in love with. Where's the one that's like heated?
I still have a picture of my tacos.
Boom.
Hey,
all right, guys. Hey, we're off to the next adventure. Oh wait.
The tacos that we brought, Stephanie.
Now we're off to the next place. Boom, tacos. Hey, right after that video ended, I walked over to the cookies and I had one, and I told Curt he wasn't allowed because he had just broken a chair. Do you remember? Well, do you remember breaking the chair?
I do remember breaking the chair. I was trying to put my shoe on, and somehow I was pushing down really, really hard on the stool.
You may need to size up on your shoes, man. If you had to push down that hard to break the chair. And then you were saying that you were fixing it. And you like kind of just had to squeeze it together. It was a bar stool. It's kind of hard to explain, but. And I was like, Curt, I don't think that's fixed. I like tapped it with my toe. I was like, dink. And
Stephanie,
it just, like,
did it
fell.
get fixed? Did it get fixed?
Yeah, she has a really good staff there. So after that, we went to a couple different places. And this is something else I wanted to talk about. But I can already tell a difference in my skin. I had some stuff done to my face. And I don't know if we're going to take a look at that, if anybody's interested in seeing that. Oh, yeah, we are not. But maybe we'll do that later. I actually posted some stuff from my social media. If you don't follow me on Instagram, go do it. I'm at Gardy Party. We put it on my Facebook page. If you watch KHEA Radio, I'm going to 100% add you as one of my Facebook friends because I feel like we're a Facebook family. It's more than just a Facebook friend count, but no, because I want to see what's going on in your life so we can chat about it. Watch the kids on the first day of school, all kinds of stuff.
Oh, my gosh.
What?
You're one of those people?
Yes. I want to see the kids on. Just just because you don't have kids, you don't understand.
So yesterday we went to Brazilian Drops, which is located right next to Pomodoro's, Sloppy Nick's, Cupcake Cache is in that same spot over there in South Shore.
Yeah.
And what did you have done?
So I think it's called Venus Viva.
Yes.
So there's a machine. It's a Venus machine. It does Venus Versa. I've had that done. It actually is supposed to tighten your skin, and I've actually done that on my neck. But they did it really quick. And then there's something called Venus Viva that they put on my cheeks. So what it does to your skin is it's like little needles they go through, and it goes, and I could feel it. It was really interesting. I was thinking of like a spider doing his legs. They would just put it down and go, and then they did it all over my face.
Spider. One that like
yeah,
taps,
he's doing this,
he's
tapping
going
his
like
fingers.
This. He's like, come on, Gardy, let's go.
So I did that, and it was pretty cool. I had some red splotchiness on my face, but it's already feeling better. I took it easy. I wanted to go work out yesterday, but I messaged Mariah, and I was like, hey, am I allowed to work out? She said, no, take it easy. I said, okay, cool. I wasn't sure. Because they told you not to work out because you have some stuff that's like top secret.
Right.
You're going to be like America's Next Top Model after
we
this
can
stuff
talk about it. We just can't show the
I'm
video.
just scared. I'm just scared that people are going to, I don't know, like what the feedback will be whenever people find out, like, don't touch it, don't hit. This is like top secret stuff over here.
Okay, so I shouldn't say?
I don't know if we should say. I don't know if anybody cares. No one's saying anything. It's playing the quiet game over here. What are you guys doing today? Let us know what's going on. We had a great time in Brazilian Drops. I had some stuff done on my face. If I move up to this camera, I'm going to see if I can see it.
All right, what if I take your camera by itself?
Okay.
Okay, you're up.
This is the close-up that y'all never wanted.
The close-up that you never wanted.
The close-up that you never wanted. So I'm going to have to wait a little bit because there's a little bit of a delay. But, man, my skin, to me, it looks a little bit better. So I'm excited because there's another treatment that I have to go and do in a couple weeks. I'm actually going next Tuesday to have some more stuff done. If you've ever been interested in learning about skincare, which I didn't care about, like, forever. And then I got married and my wife like had all these products. I'm like, what does that do? And I, like, out of accident, I was like, well, I'm going to try it, but it's really interesting. So.
Yeah. So we went and I actually did some laser hair removal on my neck. They zapped some of the strands on my neck. I didn't notice a difference today. Like when I woke up, did you notice a difference on your stuff that you did yesterday?
Yeah, I definitely know. I noticed something last night. I was looking in the mirror and I was like, man, I feel like there's already a difference. But for you, what they were saying is you're going to have to go about 4 or 5 times and get that laser hair removal every, I think they said 3 to 4 weeks. And as that laser hair removal treatment takes place, the hair will eventually just start to like kind of fall out. Yesterday, it smelled funny in there because the way they use that laser, it literally burns the hair. And it goes through the hair and goes down, I guess, to the follicle. So every time that you do that treatment, it's going to
kill more hair.
Kill more hair.
Because I didn't notice any of the difference yet where the hairs are falling out yet. Or they're still there, obviously, because I still have it on my face. But I'm wondering when I can start shaving and maybe if I shave it, if that's the difference. I don't know much about this. Like, we need to talk to Desiree
Maybe
about
it's time just to bring your beard back. I was watching a video the other day, and your mustache, you looked like a Buccaneer. You know what I'm talking about? Like, you remember the old Tampa Bay Buccaneer mascot?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what you look like because you have like a big mustache. Hey, here's something interesting. Misty, we love you. We love you. She said, I'm so proud of you guys. You both look great. KHEA raising amazing things to God and with you. Keep doing great things. But, hey, do you see on hers it says share?
That's the first time I've seen that.
I've never seen that before.
I wonder if this was... Okay, you remember last week when Facebook shut down and did maintenance?
Yes.
There's been a couple of changes that I've noticed on Facebook that I think are really, really good. And I think this is one of them where in live videos and stuff like that, they're going to be using different features.
Here's what I don't understand. And, Misty, we love you because you are a sharer. But, Ethan... You don't have a share. Josh Varner, you don't have a share. Like, I need everybody to be a share of KHEA Radio's content. But no, we appreciate you, Misty. And we love, whenever people come with an idea to us or we have our own and then we reach out to people and say, hey, can y'all help us make this possible? And the answer is usually like, yes, or we don't know how, but we'll figure it out. And it's all about teamwork in our community and doing some things that are bigger than us, just using experiences in our lives to be a teaching moment for our families, like the community baby shower. I'm gonna use that to teach my kids, like, hey, this is what we do. Whenever somebody needs help in the community, we help.
Right.
Or we get the word out. So that's happening this Saturday. If y'all are interested in attending or helping, let us know. I think I'm gonna go buy a stroller from somewhere and make sure that we can give that away to somebody.
Yeah,
It'll be a big blessing, I know.
We're actually going to be talking to the executive pastor here at Abundant Life Christian Center, Catherine Rudolph, tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, more about this baby shower. So if you want to know more information about what's going on, you can actually tune in tomorrow at 9 o'clock to find out more about the baby shower.
Whenever I was picking my koozie this morning, I had to think long and hard. And I was like, which one do I want to use? And I wanted to give a shout out to our good friend, Joe Perez with Texas Chronicles, History, Mystery, and Adventure. If you're not following Joe, you're missing out on a bunch of delicious food, awesome road trips, all kinds of really cool things. Shout out to Joe. We were texting him last night in a group message about
Facebook changes, right?
Yeah, because there's some Facebook changes. And do we have that Phob on Me video up? We released a video yesterday morning about 7:15. It's about to break 16,000 views, and it's been a while since we've had a video drop that has had that much excitement, that many views. Go ahead and take a look at this video, and then maybe you can let us know what your thoughts are. Are you excited? This is Gardy with KHEA Radio. I'm at Phob on Me Bistro and Grill. The brand new seafood side is now open. We're teaming up, giving away some seafood. We're giving away crawfish to you. There's going to be 3 winners. All you have to do to be eligible to win is like this video, comment on this video, share this video out so everybody can see it, so you can win some delicious crawfish. Make sure you go like Phob on Me Bistro and Grill on Facebook. Make sure you're liking KHEA Radio on Facebook. We're teaming up, doing this giveaway for you. Hey, what's up? And what do you think about that video? It looks so good, doesn't it? Is it the music? Is it the editing? Is it the dark lighting in the restaurant? What is it about this video that has made people go, oh my gosh, I want to watch this 16,000 times in about a day. I need some crawfish. Is it the food content?
I don't know if it's the food content. I told you last night, or I texted in the group, that's the same music that I used on the Flippers video.
I remember.
I just found it and I was like, oh, I want to use this one again.
It's been about a year.
It's been a good time since I've used that music. That music had 30-something thousand in a week on Flippers, and now it's going to have another 30,000. They need to,
it's a fire track, man.
They're going to reach out to us and be like, you know what, stop using our music without paying us. Because it's a non-copyrighted free music.
Well, we need to find out who the artist is and check out their discography. Like, what else have you produced? Because your tracks, people enjoy to hear. They want to hear it. They want to hear. I want more of that in my life. I want some more of that crawfish in my life. And the crab legs. Man, they got it all.
Athena says the butter.
It's maybe the butter.
The butter.
You know what? We may just start sneaking even subliminal butter shots into videos.
You know the other similarities between that video and Flippers is also seafood. Are people
coastal seafood
in here loving seafood, and that's what's driving this content?
We're on the Gulf Coast. Maybe that's what it is.
We just need, from now on, we're only doing seafood videos.
Maybe so.
KHEA, the seafood.
KHEA Radio, seafood. You do something like that. Jody says the music is perfect, and yeah, it could be the butter. What's up, Josue? Shout out to Tetelestai, one of our partners here in the community. Go to tetelestailife.com to learn more. We have a guest. We're going to be learning about Lighthouse. And so let us know, hey, what do you have going on today? Have you had the opportunity to check out that video yet? Well, you just checked it out, but have you had the opportunity to maybe win? Hello.
Hi.
Erica?
Yes.
Gardy.
Hi, nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you. I like how this camera was just facing over there.
I didn't use it.
I know, but it was just facing at the mic. Let me see.
It was a beautiful shot.
Boom. How are you doing today?
I'm doing all right.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So we aren't Facebook friends yet, but I wanted to meet you in person, and I'm going to send you a Facebook friend request right now.
Awesome.
You're in a group chat with her and didn't add her as a friend on Facebook? Gardy, that's the first thing I do when I get in a group chat.
Y'all are friends now?
We should be.
Kurt, you're friends with her?
I made a statement that I
That's
don't
not
know if
true.
if I don't know if it's true or not.
Well, I just sent a friend
Well, we
request.
will be. We'll be fast friends.
I just wanted to meet you in person. I feel like there's something about I will add people that I haven't met yet, especially if we're on social media a lot. And, just like, hey, I feel like I know you. That's what's really interesting about social media. It's just a different way to communicate, and you feel like you know somebody without having the opportunity to meet him yet. But I wanted to meet you, and I was like, it would have been weird because I almost sent you one this morning. And I was like,
well, it's very nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you too. So we're going to be talking about it's Lighthouse Christian Ministries, right?
That is correct.
And can you share a little bit about Lighthouse Christian Ministries before we go on the FM? We got about 1:20, and then we're going to kind of reiterate everything.
Sure. So we're a 501c3. We're located in Baycliff. We serve most of Galveston County with our programs, and we have 5 program areas. Everything from short-term assistance to medical and dental clinics for uninsured patients, educational programs, including GED and college scholarship.
Mm-hmm.
We have a lot of seasonal programs, so we do a kids camp in the summer. Just really, we're all about serving Christ, being his hands and feet.
That's awesome. So is it gala or gala?
Gala.
It's gala. There's an event taking place this Saturday.
Yes.
And somehow we weaseled our way into it. We're going to be there. We're really
Fantastic.
excited. Jamie invited us.
Wonderful.
So yeah, we will be there. And here's the thing.
You are going to have so much fun.
I've never been to a gala. I don't know what to expect.
I don't know what to wear. That's probably the most important question, right?
It can be, but we're a pretty casual crew, so a lot of our guests like to dress up, so we say semi-formal. But what you're wearing right now would be totally appropriate.
Okay, so semi-formal, and for me, I was like, okay, I'll just wear a suit. I can wear a suit, and I feel like it's, semi-formal. But I was
gonna wear a tracksuit.
That's fine too.
Okay.
You wear a
You
tracksuit.
can.
I was asking my wife.
Bring your dancing shoes.
Dancing? There's gonna be dancing?
There's going to be some dancing.
I actually have some dancing shoes,
All right.
so I'll bring those.
Some blue suede.
And
dancing
yes, if you
shoes?
guys are married, that's the appropriate response is whatever your wife tells you to wear, you say yes, honey.
Well, my wife was asking me because she was saying, "What does semi-formal mean?" She's like, "That could mean so many things for ladies. Like for you, I was like, well, I'll just wear a suit if that's cool. I think I could weasel my way in and be okay. But what does that mean for the ladies? If semi-formal?
For the ladies, I would say cocktail attire. But again, we'll have people that are wearing just nice slacks outfit, all the way to wearing more of a formal gown. So it's really what people are comfortable in. Like I said, we're a very casual crew, so
You'll be okay.
there's no judgment.
Okay, my wife is dressing like Cinderella, and Kurt's girlfriend's dressing like Belle from Beauty and the Beast. So we have
wonderful.
the gowns. It should be okay.
It'll
We're
be
hoping-
wonderful. It'll be wonderful.
That'll be fun.
Yes.
That will be fun. I know that Travis, is he on the board
He
with
is.
you guys?
He is.
What does that entail? Because y'all do a lot.
We do a lot. So our board of directors really provide governance for the organization. So they're my boss, but then they also just provide strategic direction. They help with fundraising. They help friend raise. Help spread the word about Lighthouse.
Yeah, I've never heard that before. Did you say
Really?
friend raising?
Raise, yeah.
So that would just be like your friends coming together and helping out the organization then.
Right. Very much like the Bible says, we are all part of God's body. And so we all have a contribution to make. And sometimes that's, being able to serve and give of your time. And sometimes that's being able to give of your money. And we always say that no matter what way that God's calling you to serve in Lighthouse, we can use it and we can use you. So
How long has Lighthouse been around?
since 1997.
Wow. Did you start the organization?
I did not, no. My background is in engineering, and I quit when I had twins, and I was going to be a stay-at-home mom, and that lasted about 3 months.
How old are your twins now?
They're 10.
Okay.
So, but our founder was Chuck Gussler, and he was a lawyer, and he was doing pro bono law work at KHEA Christian Ministries, and loved what he did, and for some reason, he felt God calling him to move out to the water, and he moved into Bay Cliff. He found a home in Bay Cliff and moved his family. His whole family said they thought he was nuts.
For moving to Bay Cliff, or just like
okay. To move from Katy and the life that they had there was established. The kids were a little bit older. None of them were really excited about the move. And yet he wanted to live on the water, and there was just something that was calling him there. And so he started looking around and seeing the needs in the community, and started looking for a place that he could plug in and give back to God, all of the things that God had given him. And so he went to several nonprofits and was like, this is what I did at Katy Christian Ministries. This is why I want to serve. And they were all like, we'd love to have you here, but you really can't pray with your clients. You can't really talk about Jesus. And he was like, well, that's a no deal.
Yeah.
So he's a businessman, an entrepreneur. And so he started praying with one of his local pastors, and through a lot of prayer and pulling resources together, they said, well, let's just start something.
That's awesome.
So they started in a small storefront in KHEA, and the ministry model was that it would be a resale shop, and that all the donations that came in through individuals and churches would go back into the community in the form of services. So the resale shop funded, the operational costs of the ministry.
So let me say something. So we got about 25 seconds, and then we can make that switch to the FM as well. So we're streaming on Facebook. If you're watching, feel free to share this video out. If you have any questions or want to know how you can get involved with Lighthouse Christian Ministries, let us know, and we'll get those questions asked, and we'll get them answered for you. We got 10 seconds. We're going to go on the FM right now. Here we go.
For helping make KHEA Radio possible.
Good morning. You're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. This is Kickstart. I'm Gardy.
And I'm Curt.
And we have a very special guest in studio. We're excited to be talking about Lighthouse Christian Ministries based out of Bay Cliff, Texas. And we have Erica in studio. Erica, how are you doing today?
I'm great.
Thank you for joining us. So we were talking a little bit about the background of Lighthouse. And here's something interesting. And I always get this thrown because there's a cook-off team called Lighthouse.
There is.
And they do a lot of really cool stuff in the community.
They do.
They have those red trucks, right?
I don't know about that, but yes, they have. I have had their food, and it's phenomenal.
Yeah. We ran into them at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo cook-off. We saw their tent. They were cooking actually in the cook-off. Do you remember that?
Oh, I'm talking about the Lighthouse people from Galveston that came and helped at Harvey with
That's
the red
who it
truck.
was.
Same thing. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, their Harvey dogs were amazing. I called them Harvey dogs because we ate how many hot dogs during Harvey?
I think a lot of people did, but they were good. It's just like, hey, what we were doing during that time was trying to help, distribute some supplies. And I know a lot of people, the community came together to try to make the best out of the situation.
Moving and lifting all this food and everything. I've never worked so hard in my life, but I still found a way to gain 30 pounds because I was eating all the Harvey dogs.
A lot of Harvey dogs.
It was a lot of Harvey dogs. I loved them. They were great. I'm like, this is what a hot dog is like.
So there's Lighthouse. They're a cook-off team. They do some cool stuff in the community. And right now we're talking about Lighthouse Christian Ministries, right?
That is correct.
So when did Lighthouse Christian Ministries start? And kind of give us the background, one more time. We talked about it a little bit, but not on the FM.
Yeah. So Lighthouse Christian Ministries is a completely separate organization. It's 501c3. We're located in Bay Cliff, Texas. And we serve most of Galveston County through our services. We were founded by a man named Chuck Gussler, who just looked around and saw great need and wanted to serve his Lord by giving back to the community some of what God has given us. Mm-hmm. And so he founded the ministry as a small little storefront in KHEA. And in the last 20 years, God has just kind of grown the ministry to be what it is today.
Yeah. And then you started being involved in what year?
I was 2009. So
okay.
I've been there just over 10 years.
And you came in what role?
I came in, I had just left my job as an engineer to be a stay-at-home mom, and got a little restless in that role. And so I knew that I didn't want to go back into kind of a position that I was very constrained, and I wanted to be able to be flexible and be the mom that I wanted to be. And so I started working just from home for Lighthouse, doing a lot of community relations, doing the newsletters and things like that. And a little bit after my tenure there started, Chuck came to me and said, I think you're going to be the next executive director.
Wow.
And I laughed at him and I said, no. I said, no, that's not me. I am going to go back into engineering. That's what my passion is. That's what I love. You hire somebody and I'll be glad to work with them for a while. And hire somebody that's qualified, because I'm not qualified. And that conversation happened in May. And in July, I was at a leadership development conference that I go to every single year. It's a Christ-centered conference that's put on by Willow Creek Association. And there was a pastor up there, and he was talking about when you're being called by God and you're being disobedient to that call. And I felt my heart started beating, and I felt very much that he was talking directly to me. And I knew that I was being disobedient to what God was calling me to do.
Isn't it kind of interesting and almost sometimes weird when that happens? Is like, does this person know what I'm going through in this exact moment in my life? And how that word and a phrase can just speak so many different things to you at that time.
It was. And so, I felt very much like probably Moses did. God, I don't know how to do this. I'm, from a business background. But what's been amazing is that he's taken all of the skills and the talents that I had in a very different industry and helped me learn how to apply those in the nonprofit world. And I love what I do. I mean, what I do is not a job. It's a calling. And I feel very blessed to be able to do that on a regular basis. How
has some of the engineering, background kind of related? What I've noticed about engineers is they like to know how things work.
Detail oriented.
Yeah, very detail oriented. So has that been able to translate into the nonprofit?
Yeah, I mean, so as executive director, it's my role to make sure that all of the parts are fitting together, that we're meeting our goals, and we're doing what God's calling us to do. And so budgeting and project management is something that you have to do, in engineering, just like you have to do it in the nonprofit world. So it's been fun.
So I've been talking to our intern, Ethan, who's sitting over there. He does a great job here. And we were talking about career paths. And so he said he wants to be a teacher, which I was like, that's awesome. And I was like, Ethan, if I could go back to being 17 years old, I would tell myself, be an engineer. It doesn't matter. I was like, be any kind of engineer.
Are you trying to convince him to change what his passion and his heart wants to do?
A little bit.
So here's what I say about engineering. Engineering, the discipline of it is teaching you how to problem solve and how to think. And it teaches you, a lot of what you do in the classroom, you don't feel like you're ever going to be able to use that in the real world. But it's not about solving the problem. It's about understanding how to gather data and what data you might need to gather. And it really is, a job or a discipline that teaches you how to, think on your feet. And so it's a very translatable skill to any, to any place of business.
I was going to say one of those things, though, that's different. I feel like in engineering, you get done with the project and there's kind of that reward feeling. But when you're doing mission work or ministry work, there's really not like an end product, like you're always serving. We're a ministry here of Abundant Life Christian Center, and we do it
10
because
projects at a time.
10 projects at a time, but we don't do it so that we can either get that project done. We're doing it so that we can touch people's lives and bring positivity into their lives. Is that kind of a good way to look at that?
Yeah. So, it's funny because I always laugh at myself because the engineer in me loves January. Every January, I sit down and I do our annual report. And the engineer in me loves doing the numbers and loves, pulling all that data together. And yet what's so important about it is looking back and seeing what God's done in the last year. And, we're all his works in progress, right? But seeing how God uses his people to accomplish his works and others is beautiful. And so the stories that we tell and the stories that we get to remember and recall, I look at Harvey and I think of, our Harvey work we're still doing it. We just delivered 20 households of furniture in the last 2 weeks. And so that's something that happens on a regular basis. So it's taking that time to pause and really look at what God has done and what He's pulled together. And so there are a lot of rewards. It's tiring work, and there's times where you feel like, oh my gosh, I'm not even going to make a dent in this issue. And yet when you look individually and you look at the lives that you've touched or that He has touched, because it's not what we're doing, it's what He's doing.
So here's a couple comments. This is from TJ, who runs I-45 now. But he said,
hi TJ.
Lighthouse Christian Ministries in Bay Cliff has served such a great need in the community. And this is from Justin West, our good friend as well. Lighthouse Christian Ministries is a great asset to our area and continually gives and serves.
Thank you.
How has it been kind of creating that, the way people see you, like that? How does that make you feel, I guess, whenever people talk about the impact that you guys have had in the area?
Well, it's one of those that we used to call it a hidden gem, because when I first came to Lighthouse, a lot of people didn't know. And so God has really spread the message through His people and through those who have served. And He's brought in so many different groups and different churches and nonprofits to connect with us. And, I said, we don't want to take any of the glory on ourselves. It's really about what God is doing in our community and how He is meeting the needs in our community through Lighthouse.
Okay. And what areas do y'all serve? Because you're based out of Bay Cliff. Is it just that community, or is it a little bit bigger?
So what we always say is that if there are other organizations doing work, then we want to make sure that we're partnering and we're collaborating with them, and we're not stepping on each other. So like we have our short-term assistance program, which is our food pantry and our financial assistance programs. We are part of a network of organizations that are doing that same work. And so for those programs where there's a lot of duplication of services, we really have a pretty tight geographical restriction, and that's the Bay Cliff, St. Leon, KHEA, kind of the upper Galveston County Bay is what we would call it.
For the short-term assistance?
For short-term assistance, yes. Because it doesn't make sense for somebody from League City to drive by 5 food pantries to come to our food pantry. So if someone would come, we would absolutely serve them, but then we would help educate them as to, here's some other resources that are closer to you so you can, manage your resources and not, spend all that gas to come, to us. But then there's programs that, are unique to Lighthouse. Our educational programs are some of those. So we have a GED program, and while there is a GED program at College of the Mainland, our program is a little bit slower paced, or self-paced, I should say, not necessarily slower paced. But that attracts a different type of audience. And our GED program, if you want to come and be part of that, you just show up and we serve you. And we don't ask where you live. It doesn't matter. As long as you can get to the classes, that's great. We have a college scholarship program. Our rule with our college scholarship program is it's a mentor-based program. It's for non-traditional students. So typically single moms or dads, people that maybe have gotten along further in life without having a trade or a skill. And so what that program does is it pairs you with a mentor, and we work on your financial needs and your budget and your long-term goals, and we help you kind of map that out. And then we say, we're going to be here when the bumps happen, because the bumps are going to happen. But because that's a mentor-based program, the requirement is that we have a mentor that's able to be in community with you. So, really you look at that. It's mainly Galveston County, a little bit of Harris County as well.
How many mentors would you have, do you all have right now?
Right now we have 9 students in our program. And so every student is paired with a mentor.
Okay. So maybe needing more mentors, is that a need that y'all would have?
It could be. I mean, we're right now in our application process. I believe the deadline is April 1st. So it really depends on how many new students we can onboard. And then what we do is we look for mentors that are either in that field or have been in that field. So if we have, a student that wants to be a teacher, then we look for a teacher that could be that mentor.
Okay.
Is this very similar to like the Boys and Girls Club kind of mentoring kind of situation? Because in Nebraska we have like a really good Boys and Girls Club where you kind of like not really like adopt like a brother or sister, but like they become a brother and sister to you?
Somewhat. I mean, I guess you could compare it to that. I could share a story. I actually was that was one of my first serve opportunities when I was at Lighthouse. I had a student that came into my office, and she was a waitress at Kelly's Country Kitchen, and she was a single mom, and she knew that she needed to find a career that was going to really support her family. And so she decided that she wanted to be in nursing. And so that was a 2-year program, and we did life together. I mean, when life was hard, she would call me. When her car broke down on the side of the road and she didn't know how to get it towed, you know, I would be there. I would be on the other end and, you know, help her problem solve. And sometimes that means that as a ministry, we put some financial resources. I mean, all of our students, we have a plan with how we're going to support them financially. But we also look at, you know, Pell Grants and what other grants and scholarships they're able to get as well. Sometimes we help with vehicles. If we get a vehicle that's donated, our students are usually our first ones that would be able to receive that.
Wow. That's a big deal to people, because a lot of times, you know, if you want to go to school, you know, you want to get your GED or just get a job and you don't have transportation, there's nothing you can do. Right.
But this same student, you know, that I was mentoring, graduated, working, and then Harvey happened. And our house flooded, had 9 feet of water in our house. And so even though she was already graduated and out of our program, that didn't stop. Our relationship didn't stop, you know. And so Lighthouse again came in and was able to help her and our family transition, connect with some of the other churches and organizations that were doing Harvey relief. And, you know, and so that's really, you know, our mentorship is kind of the start of a relationship. And they rarely ever have an end date to that. So even through, you know, after graduation.
Yeah, it's 9:23. You're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM or online at KHEAradio.com. You know, coming up this Saturday at 11 o'clock, from 11 to 1 o'clock here at Abundant Life Christian Center, KHEA is sponsoring a community-wide baby shower where any expecting mother can come in, get supplies and stuff that they may need as their baby's coming. Do you guys do something like that as well, where you're helping out expecting mothers or anything like that?
So again, one of the Lighthouse philosophies is that if there's an organization that's already doing something, let's not reinvent wheels. Let's partner together. So one of the challenges that we have in Bay Cliff is transportation. And so we have the Connect Transit that connects communities together. But outside of that, there's no public transportation. And many of our clients come to us by foot or bike. And so we knew that there was a large need for mothers, and there was a nonprofit in Texas City that was meeting that need. That was the Pregnancy and Parenting Support Center. So when we, after Ike, we rebuilt our building, and we had some additional room for additional services. And they were one of the first groups that came to us and said, we'd love to offer our programs here in Bay Cliff. And so every Thursday, our classroom becomes a pregnancy center. And moms, anyone that suspects that she may be pregnant or has a child under the age of 3 can participate in that program. They come in, they take classes. For every class they complete, they buy, they earn points to buy baby products. So I always say, if a pregnant mom or a baby needs it, they can earn it through the program. Diapers, wipes, formula, any of that. But then again, you know, I never really shared. Our mission at Lighthouse is building relationships through service to shine Christ's love and hope in our community. So, you know, while it's great to for moms to be able to come and get the formula and the diapers and all that they need, what they also receive at Lighthouse is that relationship and that community. So the moms come in and they get to know one another. They get to interact with the volunteers that are serving. And so, you know, when things are, I mean, being a mama is hard.
Right.
So when they're, you know, they're feeling challenged with, you know, a situation with their baby, they have someone that they can come in and they can talk to, and they can, you know, find that support in that community.
Yeah, talk a little bit about transportation is key, right? Like when you're serving and stuff. I feel like, you know, we've talked to a lot of people and about kind of the leading cause of maybe poverty or not being able to accomplish something, and that's transportation. Like if you have a car, you can have any job you want. You know, if you have a way to get there, you can do it. But if you don't have that transportation, and having a car is expensive. Like I know last month I had to pay for my registration, $80. You know, you have to pay for insurance, $130. You know, like it's just, it adds up over time. You know,
Absolutely.
Tires go down, $200. So, you know, when you talk about those added expenses and you don't have, you know, $200 to buy new tires, your car sits at home. How do you get to work? You know, so transportation is huge.
It is huge. It's a problem that as a county, I know there are individuals and there's groups that are working to alleviate it, but it's something that really a spotlight needs to be shown on it. And, you know, the issue, I mean, we have the Connect Transit and it's great. It's better than nothing. But the problem with it is, you know, you can be on that bus for 2 hours before you get to your location. And it only operates, it has limited operating schedules. So it doesn't operate on the weekends and it doesn't operate at night. So especially some of our students can't use it to get to College of the Mainland or to get to their college because it's not, you know, it doesn't operate at night. If you look at Bay Cliff and San Leon in general, there's really not industry there. So there's not very many jobs that offer a living wage in that community.
But you can they'll have to walk to and all that as well.
Right. So if you think about, you know, how do you help people get out of poverty? Well, you want to get them a job that has a living wage. And if you don't have transportation, I mean, it's all those barriers that I'd like to say we had all the answers. We don't. And we're, you know, hopeful that, you know, our community will start addressing some of these needs.
Yeah. How does Lighthouse Christian Ministries stay funded? You know, what are the different ways that y'all are able to do what y'all do?
Right. So we, as a ministry, we operate 100% debt free, which is pretty amazing.
That's awesome.
And we have different funding streams. Majority are through individuals and through churches. We have one annual fundraiser, which we'll get to talk about a little bit. That's our gala. It's coming up on this Saturday. That raises about 80% of our program costs. We also have our resale shop, which helps with our operational expenses of running our building and salaries and that. And then we do some private grants through, you know, private foundations. One of the things that we're very aware of is we don't accept any money that would prevent us from doing the work that's God's calling us to do, and that is spreading His word and being very transparent about why we do what we do. And so anytime we're looking for grant funding or anything like that, that's one of the very first things that we look at is, you know, would it prevent us from doing the ministry that we're called to do? But we are very fortunate that God has provided for every need. He provides often before we even know it's a need. So
if somebody's listening right now or watching on Facebook, how would they get a hold of you if they feel, you know, compelled to donate or become a partner with you guys? What's the best way for them to do that?
So you can go onto our website, lighthousecm.org, and that there's a giving tab under there that would have where you could mail a donation, where you could make a donation online. But one of the things I would encourage you, I really think, you know, you're hearing about Lighthouse and you can go on our website and you can see pictures, but to put your feet on the soil of our building and to see our programs in action, that speaks volumes. So I'd love to invite any of you out for a tour. I love to share what God's doing in our community. And so come on out for a tour, come shop in our resale shop, and bring your donation in.
You know, Bay Cliff, San Leon, you kind of mentioned it because they're really neighboring, you know, cities. Sometimes, well, I'm looking on the map and it's just like, okay, where does one start? Where does the other, you know, begin? I don't know. But we go over there quite a bit because there's a couple of restaurants that we like. Where there's Bayshore Grill and Billiards. We're actually going there for lunch today.
Awesome.
There's Gil Huey's.
Yep.
And then there's
that taco truck.
Yeah.
Taqueria?
It's El Taquito.
That's right.
We ran into one of the guys, like one of the, actually at another taco place. They were getting supplies. It was like a meat market. Do you frequent any of those restaurants, just being in that area as much as you are?
So I don't know that I would say frequent. Yes, I enjoy them. Honestly, when I'm at work, I usually don't take a lunch break.
No time.
Yes, so I usually bring my lunch and eat at my desk if I eat. But yes, we have some great restaurants right there along the bay. Gilhooly's Topwater, Noah's Ark, when you can sit outside.
Even close to that, the San Leon Oyster Festival is about to take place, and it seems like that's going to bring a lot of, we talk about, industry. Will big events like that, I guess, be good for that area?
I think so. It's interesting. I was reading about the history of Bay Cliff, and when it was originally founded, it was a fishing community, and so it was a very thriving fishing community. And then with some climate changes and bay, some of the issues with the bay, that industry, kind of shifted, leaving what it is. So Bay Cliff and San Leon, they're beautiful communities. They have a lot of great people and great resources. But the interesting thing about Bay Cliff and San Leon both are they're unincorporated areas. So what that means is there's no city resources. There's no libraries. There's no city police force. They have great volunteer fire departments. But everything in Bay Cliff and San Leon falls under county jurisdiction. So Galveston County Police Department is their police department. I
don't think I've ever seen a Galveston County police officer. If I have, I didn't know. Does that just mean like everybody covers it, or is there a specific Galveston County
Well, they
department?
have constables.
Okay,
so they have a constable's office.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but they, all the parks are county parks, so there's no city parks, things like that.
That's interesting.
Right now it's 9:32. This is KHEARadio.com, 99.5 FM. If you're watching on social media, if you're watching on Facebook, feel free to share this out. If you have any questions, maybe you want to know how you can get involved, maybe you want to learn about, the next event taking place, let us know. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I think we're going to chat about the gala, which I'm excited about, and it seems like it'll be a really fun time.
Yeah, we're going to put on our dancing shoes.
This is KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. Coming up next is Todd Smith. There's a light. Stay tuned. Boom.
Sometimes being on the radio, it's hard because I really want to listen to that song. Like I really like it starts going, and I'm like, oh yeah, let's jam, and then it's like,
Here, I got you.
Okay. Ooh. People on Facebook are like, we can't hear it.
Here. Now you can. Just for a second. This is Todd Smith. There's a light. I'm going to take it off.
We can't do much more than
We
that.
can't play more than 30 seconds because then we get a copyright infringement on Facebook, and it'll say like, hey, you've used somebody's music and do you have the right to use this on Facebook? Sure.
Hey, I have to ask this question now that we're off the FM, so I can be a little bit more free on these questions. Okay. When I first moved here, because I'm not from Texas, I'm from Nebraska. I moved here. I saw a sign for Bay Cliff. But when you look at the sign for Bay Cliff, that does not say Bay Cliff. That says Baugh Cliff.
I know.
Right?
I know. It does. Yes. And as my mother-in-law would always say, it's Bay Cliff. The wife fell off the cliff.
I wonder if that can be rebranded with some incorporating taking place or something. Kind of how Lamarck is doing with their, like, it's 2 words, Lamarck.
Somebody said the other day, they were like, oh, I saw that and it changed my mind or something like that. I forget what the original post was, but I said, yeah, just wait until you see how it's actually said when I typed out the word Bay Cliff. Because I was like, it's Baugh Cliff.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've always heard Bay Cliff.
It's Bay Cliff.
But you're the first.
I'm the first to notice that it's actually spelled Baugh Cliff.
There's a lot of Texas towns that have some weird spellings and pronunciations.
Yeah.
I wonder why. Like, somebody was like, oh, this is how you say Bay Cliff, and spelled it that way, and they forgot the Y.
Someone didn't know how to spell.
It was one of the fishermen. I don't know. The fish, they're just like, hey, we're catching fish. Somebody else make this up. I don't know. What do we call this place? There are a bunch of rocks. It's really nice out there. I went and did a photo shoot for my wife. That's one of her album stuff.
Oh,
and
beautiful.
There's all those docks, and it's really nice out there.
And that's where you did that?
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we went to a bunch of different places, but there's a really, really not, like even behind what like Bubba's Shrimp Palace used to be, kind of over there, and I guess that's San Leon, but yeah, like right out there, that's where that is.
Are there any good taco places in Bay Cliff while we're talking about food and location of Bay Cliff before we talk about the gala back on the FM?
Well, I like La Brisa.
La
I don't know
Brisa.
that's not really a taco.
It counts.
It counts.
Yeah.
We count it.
But I like the Bay Cliff one better than the Lake City one, food-wise.
Okay.
Okay.
And you talked about the taco truck. I've heard people like travel from Houston to go to that taco truck. It's that good.
Well, there's a bunch. Like even on one street, I was like, Kurt, there's like 6 different, either Mexican meat market. There's like, taco trucks, a restaurant. There's a bunch of different options right there. And so we had talked to El Taquito. That was the name of that truck that we had talked to. And they used to be located on 146, a little bit further north. Or
Was
near
it in the Dollar General or the Family Dollar?
Yeah. And then they said that they had recently moved because there was some different stuff happening. There was another truck that got there, and then like the cost and all that stuff. So they were like, well, this was a better spot, cost-wise for us, and it's good. So it was a good opportunity for them, and now they live there, and they love it. And that's who they are. So
we love tacos. I don't know if you could see that.
Yes.
When you put that,
It's Taco Tuesday
Okay,
every
good.
day here.
A little bit, yeah. That's actually true. I post
That could be
pictures of
our
tacos all the
official
time.
mission statement. KHEA Radio.
Can we have that?
Taco Tuesday every day.
There you go.
Do you give us permission to use that?
Sure.
Okay.
We'll give you credit.
Absolutely.
We'll be like, according to Lighthouse.
Christian Ministries. Taco Tuesday every day. That's going to be on a shirt and a sticker.
There you go.
All right. So we got a couple minutes left.
2 minutes.
Then we can get back on. I am excited for the gala. I know my wife is too, because we find opportunities, you get dressed up, but this is like really special. I was like, a gala? I've never been to a gala. Like, what is it's going to be fun, right?
It is going to be fun. We always say we put the fun in fundraising.
Okay. With the fundraising.
Fundraising.
Is this is that your thing? Like you're able to come up with stuff? I thought I was good at this. Like just like little things like one-liners, catchphrases, and like, something catchy, but you're just like blowing me out of the water here.
You know why, Gardy? Because she has an engineering degree and you don't.
I don't have this. If I could go back again. That's what I'm Ethan, go become an engineer for me.
He's like, go change it.
Hey,
You've been
engineers
quiet.
are teachers too.
You got anything to say? Is your mouth glued shut?
He doesn't even have his mic next to him.
All right. Thank you, Ethan. I appreciate that.
He doesn't want to be an engineer?
Not really. I mean, it'd be an interesting career or path, not like necessarily one.
You want to teach history, though.
I do want to teach history. I feel like that's
Are
gonna.
But
you
you
going to
said
coach
not-
a sport?
Not U.S. history.
Ew.
He said he wants to teach college.
You cannot be a social studies teacher in the state of Texas and not coach a sport.
Then
They
you-
won't hire you.
You definitely have to wear a tracksuit.
Yes.
Then I won't do it in Texas. I don't know what to do.
Well, there you go. You heard it here first. Somebody follow Ethan and see if he lives out the dream. We got 32 seconds. It's 9:38. If you're watching on social media, let us know, what do you have going on today? Thank you for taking the time to join us. We're excited. We're talking to Lighthouse Christian Ministries. Erica is in studio. We learned about Lighthouse Christian Ministries. Well, we had seen some stuff they had done before, but Travis and Jamie Powell, who recently had a baby,
Yes.
they are the owners and operators of the Chick-fil-A right there, 96 in South Shore. They do a bunch of cool events there.
Yes, they do.
So we got 5 seconds. Here we go. Good morning. You're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. This is Kickstart. I'm Gardy.
And I'm Curt.
That was Bethel. Well, actually, that was Michael W. Smith, Fight My Battles. I apologize for that, but I think Bethel actually does a cover of that song too.
They do
That's
that.
a good song.
I think that's the original. Bethel's the original, or is Michael W. Smith has been around for a while.
He's been doing it big for a while.
Bethel was the first one I heard, so it counts as the original for me.
Well, that's correct. So we got Erica in studio from Lighthouse Christian Ministries. Good morning, Erica. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
What does a normal week look like for you? Working in the nonprofit world, working in the ministry oriented world, it can be very busy.
Mm-hmm.
So what does your schedule normally look like?
So I wake up Monday morning and I have a great plan. And then I get to work and that plan is nothing like I expected.
Goes out the window.
Sounds very similar
Pretty
to
much,
ours.
pretty much. So on a regular day, I can do anything from budgeting to delivering furniture to ordering appliances, you name it, to running to the food bank and picking something up.
Do you like Monday mornings? sometimes Mondays get a bad reputation, but I noticed you talk about, hey, start Monday, got a plan. And then you mentioned January, like, hey, January, I got a plan, and I put the year in. With that engineering background, is that something that they like a fresh start to plan?
I love my job. And like I said, it's not a job. I love what I do. I love being able to serve people. And so, I like Mondays.
Gardy has started this phrase because Gardy's the only other person that I know. Now I know 2 people who love Mondays. Like, I only know 2. So Gardy has this TGIM, thank God it's Monday, kind of mentality where it's like, oh, it's Monday.
Now, don't get me wrong. I love my Fridays and my Saturdays and my Sundays, too. I love my time with my family. But,
ask Gardy what
every day is a new day.
Ask Gardy what his favorite day of the week is.
What is your favorite?
Monday.
All right.
He's the only person that I know.
Because it's a fresh start. And, you talk about planning. Planning. Literally anything is possible if you take the right steps. So for us on a Monday, I want to encourage people to dream big. I want them to be able to, put those goals into action, take the steps necessary to reach your goals. And I know Monday is the best opportunity because you got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then Friday, you can relax a little bit. But then Monday, you get to start over again, work towards your goals. Yep. So also, I think Monday gets a bad reputation. And so I want to pay extra close attention to it because this is not fair. What did Monday do? Everybody's just like, oh, work Monday. No, it's Monday. You can do anything in the world. Put your mind to it. Yes. Put your mind to it. So we have about 18 minutes left. We're going to keep chatting about Lighthouse Christian Ministries. There's a gala taking place this Saturday. Are people still able to attend that? Is there open?
Absolutely.
Okay.
By now, so I'll make sure I have enough food for you.
Okay.
But the gala is our only fundraising event for the year. So it's this Saturday at Lone Star Flight Museum. Beautiful venue and great people. So we've got some great things planned for the evening. One of those is we have a golf cart raffle. So for $100, you can buy, we're selling 100 tickets. So that's it. So you have a 1 in 100 chance of winning a beautiful, beautiful golf cart. So you can actually go online now to lighthousecm.org/gala. And you can purchase a ticket, you can purchase a raffle ticket, and you can even start looking at our silent auction items. They're not all uploaded, but you can even start looking at them and bidding on silent auction items.
Kurt, have you ever participated in a silent auction before?
I love silent auctions.
All
They're
right.
the best. Somehow I end up spending like $3,000, and I'm like, wait, what just happened? This was supposed to be silent.
Well, that is
it
great.
wasn't supposed to be silent on my wallet.
The first time I participated in a silent auction, I was in elementary school, and I really wanted the Sega Genesis. And I was like, Mom, please, we got to get it, but we didn't win it.
I stand by the thing that I want. I walk through and I pick one item. I'm like, I'm going to win this. And I'll stand there, and I'll just like
get away.
I'll write down a number, and I'll stand there, and I'll cross my arms. I'll go like this.
So here's the really nice thing about that. You don't have to stand by our items. You can go online, you can look at them, and you can bid on it from your phone.
That's the worst.
No,
because then I can't intimidate them to not bid over me.
Well, hey.
She's like, that's what we want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
and then it reminds you, oh, you just got outbid. Okay, so you can go and up your bid.
I would get if you start hearing like Saturday night, if you're like, no! Like all of a sudden out of nowhere, it's because someone outbid me and I get mad.
But I'll tell you, we have some amazing auction items. Amazing. So go on, look. You're going to want some of those items. Yes.
I want to know. I'm going to have to bid on something.
We have one of the cool things that got added this year is someone offered a spot on a regatta. So you get to be on the sailboat as someone's racing, and then you get to go to the after party afterwards. So,
that's cool.
Yeah.
That's
so
like a lot
one
of fun.
The neat things.
Have you ever been on a sailboat?
That's the one I want to intimidate, and now I'm not going to be able to do it.
Hey, can I borrow $100 so I can get a golf cart?
Might as well.
If you had a golf cart, what would you do? I feel like if we fit it in the church, there's enough room where we could drive it around, and that would be the end of our hey, walking to the restroom.
I would get our intern Ethan to drive me around throughout the church
as the driver.
Yeah, he'd have the hat on, like the little limo hat. Be like,
this
all right,
golf
get
cart is slick. So, like I said, only 100 tickets are going to be sold. We've already sold some.
Did somebody donate it?
Yes.
That's so cool.
We are, yes.
Are there
We have
speakers
amazing
on it?
donors. We're
That's
very
the
blessed.
one thing when I go golfing that I wish that the golf carts had were like massive speakers so I could jam out as I'm playing golf, and all the other golfers would get really, really mad at you.
You're not supposed to ask me questions I don't know the answer to. I don't know. I've seen pictures, and I know that it drives fast, and it's beautiful.
I can't wait.
It will be there the night of.
Cool.
So
and
$100.
you do not have to be present to win. So any of our auction items. Now, if you can come pick them up at Lighthouse after the event. If you need them shipped, we will ask you to help pay for shipping.
You're making this even harder on me. I'm going to be screaming. I'm like, no, they're not even here.
You're going to have your eye on several items. I'm sure you're going to win some of them.
This is going to be fun Saturday night.
It's going to be fun.
Texas Yamaha Gulf Coast is one of our partners. They have a bunch of really cool, like, not necessarily golf carts, but they're like ATVs where they do have the speakers and they do have like the off-roading. They have like some classic looking ones and ridiculous looking ones. So, Kurt, we may have to go buy one and then just drive it up to Texas Yamaha and be like, what's up? You know, we need to do our show from there.
Oh,
that would be a lot of fun.
We would sit on the bikes for the chairs and do the show. That'd be great.
Yeah, they also have like little motorcycles, which I know. Kurt, have you ever seen that movie Pee-wee's Great Adventure?
Oh yeah,
where he knocks over all the bikes.
Yes. Every time I think of the Alamo, I think of Pee-wee.
Yeah, that's what I always think of. Kurt's, and he's worried about that. He's like, I can't sit on this bike because what if I not? They have them all in line like that, and I'm like, boom, 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 boom. Yep, it can happen. So the gala is taking place this Saturday. In the website, one more time, what is it?
www.lighthousecm.org/gala.
Okay, that's what I was doing .com, and that's why I wasn't picking up. So lighthousecm.org. You can go find more. I'm gonna go see what the the silent auction items are. Click on gala.
We have a lot more to upload today and tomorrow. They should all be uploaded by Friday. But you can, if you see an item on there right now, you can go bid on it.
Can people still give you silent auction items to bid on?
I would love to say yes. I think we're pretty full,
nice.
Which is hard to say.
It's a good thing.
So I would say, go bid.
Go bid.
So there's a ton of man, there's all kinds of like baskets with all kinds of stuff. There's jewelry, some Kendra Scott. There is
James Avery.
Wow.
There's some golf packages.
Kurt, you're going to have to, your girlfriend, whenever she sees all these, you're going to have to like bid on all of these items, aren't you?
Oh, there's Chick-fil-A for a year.
Chick-fil-A. There's also
Chick-fil-A for a year, people.
Is Chick-fil-A actually going to be served there? Because that's what I'm hoping. And if not, can Travis and Jamie just like bring me a plate?
You can request that from Travis and Jamie.
Just need a sandwich.
They are taking care of our volunteer room. We have several student volunteers, so
we should volunteer so we can get the Chick-fil-A.
But we're going to have some amazing food by Robinette Catering. We're looking forward to that's always something that our guests rave about is the food.
How many people usually attend? Like how much is there space for?
We prepare for 400.
400, okay. And there's going to be music, I assume, if there's dancing. So
we have very special entertainment. Usually we talk a lot about our entertainment. This year it's a bit of a surprise. Ooh. So we will say it is a experience that you do not want to miss.
I will say this. If you need
she just
extra...
dropped a hint. Try to think of an entertainer that uses the word experience.
I don't know. I was going to volunteer you. If you need extra entertainment, I can let y'all borrow Kurt.
I can come in a hot dog suit.
All I can say is it's going to be a ton of fun, and I would guesstimate that very few people in the room have ever participated in this type of experience.
Is this going to be like an escape room?
I haven't even participated in this type of experience.
Ethan, I see your brain twirling over there.
This is going to bug me until Saturday now.
That's the point. You got to come and find out.
So it's watch everything turn into an escape room, and it's just like, boom, 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 boom. All the doors lock, and it's like, you have 30 seconds to figure out the next thing.
Can you imagine 400 people trying to?
I can.
Can you imagine me being in an escape room with 400 people? We would never get out.
No, I'd be like, tie him up, put him in the corner, put a muzzle in his mouth, because he is going to just bring us down. That'd be the step one.
Escape KHEA is one of our partners here at KHEA Radio, and so we've done Escape KHEA before.
With this guy, it's the
one. And
And we have a package in our silent auction for Escape KEMA.
Really?
And Escape Webster. So
there's an Escape Webster?
there is.
What's wrong with Webster? Why do people want to get out of Escape? I'm just kidding. It's a bad joke.
It's all right.
Yeah.
But both of those, we actually just did a escape room with my kids, and we just had the
Was it
great
fun?
time. Yeah.
What kind of room was the theme?
It was a neon theme.
Huh.
And it was a lot of puzzles and games, which my kids love puzzles and games. It was and I always said, I told my husband afterwards, I said, you need to take a pre-marriage class and go do that because of the communication and everything, the teamwork that was required to get out of that room was.
So you said your twins are 10, right?
They're 10.
Do you have any other children?
Nope.
And
I got a boy, girl, all in one.
that's not, knock out both. Two for one, boy and girl, and good to go. Have they been able to help with the ministry and be involved?
Yeah. It's one of the things that I struggle with because they have a heart to serve. They love to serve. They love doing it. But I have to be careful not to push it on them all of the time, that recognize that just because it's my job, they don't have to be there with me every waking moment. So they love to do it. In fact, given the choice, there was a few months ago where my daughter was at grandma's house and my son was like, I just want to stay here while you go to work. And my daughter's like, I want to go help. So she served in our resale shop while I was upstairs and Caleb stayed with grandma. So
with the resale shop, is that where people can donate items?
Yes.
So what all do you all have there? What can people donate?
Mm-hmm. So we have household goods, kitchen items, house decor, clothes, tools, really anything. Anything.
And so your daughter, she kind of helped and just kind of like organize up there. But how many people do y'all employ people to work at that shop as well?
We do. We have our ministry in total has 15 employees, and then we have anywhere from 10 to 15 employees a day or volunteers a day working in different areas, and then in our larger programs like our food distributions and things like that, we have about 30 or 40 that come in and help regularly. So last year, in general, I think we had 245 volunteers that served.
Wow.
In some capacity.
That's awesome.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
Hey, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to remind everybody one more time about the gala, how you can find out about Lighthouse Christian Ministries, KHEA 99.5 FM. Coming up next is Spirit Move. Boom, 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 boom. So yeah, we got a couple minutes. We'll let this play, and then we'll just remind people one more time about the website and everything else.
Yes. So what other, besides like the gala and everything else, do you have going on this year as we kind of wrap up this interview that you're like, this is what we're doing, this is the important stuff?
That's crazy. That's y'all's only fundraiser. That's like the big one. And you said like 80% of the funds come in from this gala.
Yeah. So last year we raised $185,000 at our fundraiser. And like I said, so our budget is $650,000 in a year. But our program budget is about a little over $250,000. So that's like direct services that we go out. So that's when I say we raised 80% of that, that's in our direct.
Gotcha.
So like our scholarships.
Yeah.
When we buy food for our pantry, anything that tangibly goes into someone's hand, not salaries
and everything else. Yeah.
Expenses to run the building, that type of thing.
Okay. Cool. How many years has the gala been going on now?
This is, I think, our 9th.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
And this, I'm excited to go to one.
It's fun. It's fun. It's one of those things that once you go, you don't want to miss the next one. So, and our gala is every year it's different. It's a different theme, a different type of entertainment. Like last year we had a big band. We had a Denver and the Mile High Orchestra. They were on like America's Top Band. Mm-hmm. And so like a 10-person band up there. They were amazing. One year we had Michael Jr., a comedian, come out. So every year we always try to change it up.
Okay.
We don't want it to get boring.
Cool. This one is an experience that many people in the room will have never done before, I suppose. So.
Huh. Is it an experience that you can escape from?
You guys are stuck on
Inexperienced.
rooms.
We're probably focusing on the wrong thing.
Speaking of escape rooms, that's the next commercial spot.
Yup. Shout out to escapekema.com. Check them out.
Escapekema.com.
Located in Toucan Alley, 609 Bradford Avenue.
What other experience
Bunch of
could it be? Skydiving experience? We all go skydiving during the gala
What'd you say, Ethan?
I said 400 people jumping out of a plane.
at one time.
Well,
One
it's in a museum, right? An airplane
It is a
Lone Star
hangar.
Museum. right?
hangar. So airplanes could be there.
There will be airplanes there.
Are we going to be jumping out of them?
I told you. See?
The first ever gala on the moon.
That would be an experience.
That would be an experience. I'd be the first to sign up for that.
And perfect for NASA, like in our
Ooh,
area.
I know what it is. I may wait till she's gone because I already figured it out. It's going to be Tupac, like when the 3D hologram. They've done that before. That's an experience, and this is probably the first time. You don't have to say
He's not
anything.
really
Don't
dead.
say no.
He's not really
Wait, it's
dead.
hologram. It's going to be a hologram wall, and it's dude. I'm glad I figured it out.
Hashtag Tupac's not dead.
You're going to be so surprised.
Not anymore. No. So you don't want to miss this experience. Hologram experience.
I'm trying to think.
I want to do a little shout out for a specific need that we have.
Yeah, do you want to do that
before
on
we
the
end.
FM?
Well, you can talk. We got a minute, so we have a little bit of time if you want to share it, and then we can talk about it one more time.
Yeah. So, so as I mentioned, for Harvey, we've been partnering with a lot of organizations. One of those is High Socks for Hope, and together we stock a warehouse full of furniture. And so we are in need of a place to put our furniture because every time we find a place, we seem to have to move it. So
How much like square feet do y'all need?
ideally, it'd probably be about 15,000. We were in a church gymnasium, which was ideal. It was perfect setup. And then they needed to reclaim the space because it has been 2 years or almost 2 years. And so, you know, if there's a church that has a space that they're no longer needing, like a fellowship center or something that we could take over, we're looking for at least another 6 months to a year.
Okay. Yeah, we can share that one more time. Here we go. We got 10 seconds. It's 9:57. Here we go. Good morning. You're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. It's Kickstart. I'm Gardy.
And I'm Curt.
It's 9:58. We got a couple minutes left. We're talking to Erica from Lighthouse Christian Ministries. We learned about a lot today, except we didn't learn about an experience that's taking place on Saturday. That we're going to have firsthand we're going to be able to check it out on Saturday. I'm excited.
When we find out, we're going live with it and telling the whole world.
Can we? Can we go live there?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
People are going to get jealous of us.
Mm-hmm.
And then
They
they're going
are.
to find out about the silent auction, and then they're going to bid on the items, and I'm going to be like, no!
And they're going to raise money for a great cause. So that's
Okay.
exactly what we want to happen.
This is
but
all-
really, we don't want anybody to miss out. So
Yes.
go on, buy your tickets.
You can be there, hang out.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a need I know you were mentioning earlier. What is that need?
So we are still in the midst of doing Harvey relief, and we're working with some organizations. High Socks for Hope out of Alabama is one of those organizations that we're working with. And what we do is we're helping provide appliances and furniture. The Rotary Club of League City also has raised some money for appliances. So we had a warehouse space, or we call it a warehouse, but really we had a church gymnasium that we were using for a little over a year to house these items, because we're able to get large truckloads and get those a lot cheaper than if we were to buy them item by item.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have had issues with our warehouse space being leased out from under us. And so we are needing a place that we could secure for about 6 months to a year that would allow us to house our furniture, mattresses, couches, beds, and that type of thing. And so we're just kind of putting a call out because we really need a place that we can stay in and not have to move again, because that just takes up so much of our time.
Yeah. So if you know a place, maybe you have a lead or you have a place, feel free to reach out, and you can find Lighthouse Christian Ministries how?
You can go onto our website, lighthousecm.org, or you can just come check us out. We're at 800 Grand Avenue on Baycliff. Outside of Baycliff, Grand Avenue is known as 646.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us today. Is there anything else you'd like to share?
No, thanks for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Next time you have a big event or you need help with anything, please let us know. We'd love to help out any way that we possibly can.
Fantastic. We will.
It's 10 o'clock. You're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM.
Can you escape?
Boop, 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 boop.
That golden voice.
My ears.
That golden
that
voice.
Yeah, that was
Gabe
this
Keenan.
guy.
Awesome.
Well, it's nice
This
to
was
meet you.
fun. I'm so glad you guys are coming on Saturday.
Yeah, we're
It's gonna
excited to
be
have a
fun.
blast.
Yeah.
It's nice to meet
And I get to meet your other half then.
Yes.
Fantastic.
We will be there.
Well, we'll be in touch, and you guys should come out maybe during one of our kids' days or something and do a show from there.
We can.
The kids would get a huge kick out of that.
I was actually thinking during the show we need to do something with like kids in the background, like at a high school or even something like that would be a lot of fun.
We're down. We're down for whatever.
Thank you.
Right, well, thank you.
It's nice to meet you.
I can get you on.
What's up, folks? Hey, thank you for hanging out with us. Staying tuned. I'm pretty sure we're about to talk about a couple things. One of them are books. The other
How are you?
are tacos. Palisi. What's up, Paloma?
Hey.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Should I just set that over here?
Do you see what he just busted out? He busted out the...
Oh,
Wow.
Oh man, yesterday.
Not today.
Did you see the interview with Dr. Chapa yesterday?
I didn't.
Okay, so all of a sudden, Dr. Chapa was like, "Hey guys, you should do this," and Gardy's like, "I'm not doing that," and I'm like, "Okay, I'll do it."
I learned
so
my
I
lesson.
did it, and Dr. Chapa did it too, and I forget what it was actually. It was something
what was
with
it?
vitamin B or something.
I want to call it niacin.
Niacin. That's right, niacin. And like an hour into the interview, he just starts breaking out in what was like hives and stuff like that.
Oh,
like
no,
his whole
just
face
randomly.
went red, and he's like, "I feel great," and I'm like, "Dude, you're about to cry."
He got a little bit irritable. I was like, hey, so somebody wants to talk about the farmer's market? And he was like, yeah, anyways. And then I was just like, all right. I was like, Kurt, I was like, is Dr. Chapa okay? Like,
But nothing
He's like,
happened
"I feel
to
great."
me. Like, I was perfectly fine, and I was like, but it was crazy. I'm like, we need to get some for Paloma to do
No.
so that.
yeah, he was very red, like beet red
Oh,
as his
goodness.
shirt.
it was great, and I was like, the whole time I was thinking of what happened to you with this.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
When
like,
I
I don't
almost
like
walked
this.
out of here.
Oh,
And ended our relationship with the Moore Memorial Public Library. Like, never again. Never
I would
again.
have cried. I would have been like, no.
Kurt would have been fired. I'd been like, Kurt, you are
So
fired.
were you still taking that every day, or
Every
you just
once
carry the
in a
bottle
while,
with you?
I just leave it here to scare our future guests.
It's a threat.
It's
Yeah.
like you.
Make Ethan do it. It's like empty. No, there's a
No,
little
don't
bit.
do it.
Ethan, have
do
you
it.
ever done echinacea shots? They're
Really?
the worst,
Why?
right? His mom's a nutritionist and makes him.
No, she's a dietitian.
She just makes him.
No, yeah, she's never had me take any supplements.
Isn't she a dietitian, right?
Yeah.
Which there's difference
Mm-hmm.
between a nutritionist and a dietitian. Don't
So-
ask me.
Paloma has amazing hair, and her hair is being cut off by the camera. Can we like
You just do
tilt it-
this.
tilt it
I
back?
gotta flip it. I just
Can
flipped
you-
it to this
I flip my
side.
hair back and forth.
Move
Okay.
it back just
Oh,
a
yeah,
little
I
bit,
got
maybe.
you. So we want to get the
There you
see my
go.
hair?
full deal.
The full hair
people
shot.
will be
there
blessed.
we go. It's just so beautiful that we have to have it.
Why, thank you.
blessed.
Everyone's comments about the hair. And they're like, "Oh, the hair's here."
Is that a good shot? Did the?
Oh, it's perfect. It's great now.
Oh
I think
yeah, it
that's
is.
if people recognize me. They can spot me in a crowd.
Oh, that's probably pretty beneficial,
Or
right?
when they refer to me at the library, the one with the curly hair.
Oh, I was thinking like at the rodeo or at the grocery store. If it's just
I
like,
get
oh,
lost.
there she is.
Yeah.
Like as a child,
It's
you know,
hard to
like
hide.
in Walmart. Paloma, where are you? Oh. See your hair
Follow the
bouncing
hair.
over the aisle. Like, there she is. Paloma, get over here.
Sonora
time to
said
go.
Paloma is the most rad librarian ever, and I don't know if I've ever heard of the word rad librarian before, but
There you
that
go.
might be you.
Thank you, Sonora.
Cool.
My old college roommate.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What did she go to school for?
She went for broadcast journalism.
Where's she at?
She actually works in Shreveport.
Okay.
Yes.
In that industry?
Yes.
Wow.
At the station, I think it's the ABC station in Shreveport.
That's
Yeah,
what's
she's the
up.
news
Work for
producer.
KHEA Radio.
Whenever you want to quit working for ABC.
a TV station.
Paloma, speaking of being a librarian and whatnot, have you ever done like a stereotypical like library shush? Like shh.
Well, so
She
here's
ha-
the thing. There's no rule against talking in the library, but you have to do it quietly. And some people struggle with lowering their voices, or if they would just talk in their regular voice instead of loud whispering.
Kurt's loud.
So yes.
What?
I have gone up to people of all ages and let them know there's no rule against talking, but please, if you could lower your volume.
How about
Okay, where did
talking
that
on
rule
the phone?
get made? Like, is it posted on the door? Like, you have to be quiet in a library?
Hey, can people talk on the phone in the library, or is that just like, hey, get out?
We
Straight
do
up?
allow people now to talk on the phone. That's a recent change we've made at our library. Other
Okay.
libraries were ahead of us on that. But again, if they get too loud, or if we can hear the other person, because some people have that
speakerphone.
volume up or on
What?
speakerphone, and they're like, "Hello," and
So
and
here's
you
the
hear
thing
the other person.
with the phone. Kurt, whenever he talks on the phone, like even if he's talking in a normal voice, which he usually his normal voice is like, "Hey, Gardy, what's up?"
Yeah.
Like it's funny when he does a mic check. I'm like, "Can you give me a mic?" She's like, "Check 1 2." I'm like, "Kurt, can you talk how you're going to talk?"
What?
But whenever he's on the phone, like his decibels go up like 10 notches.
Really?
Anytime he's on, I'm like, "Kurt, what are you
I
doing?"
can't
Like
hear. So I need to talk louder.
my hearing's just like going away, and I'm like, I feel like Superman.
If I can't hear, they can't either.
Right? Like, if I talk louder, maybe they'll talk louder.
And then if he's talking to his girlfriend on the phone, then he goes up 10 more decibels because he's like, "Hey, I love you, like my girlfriend." And we're like, "Kurt, okay, we get it. You like your girlfriend. Like everybody knows. Everybody
I
knows."
hate when somebody's also talking on the phone. When I'm trying to talk on the phone in like a car or a tight space, I hate it.
Then you can just
Drives
talk
me
normal, like,
nuts.
"Hey, what's up?" You know, and he's like, "Hey, what's up?" Like, dude,
I can't hear. Now you're adding more like
You need to get that
distractions,
checked out.
Because then I like start focusing on that conversation, and they're saying something to me. I'm like, "I'm sorry. Can you say that again?"
yeah,
a lot.
No, it's tough to
I
talk
can't
on the
focus.
phone around him.
Like I can't focus on one thing. It's
There's-
hard to do.
One gerbil
I'm just.
on the wheel, and that's
You need
he's
more
busy.
arms, more ears.
Oh, the worst.
So what's been going on at the library? Y'all are busy.
Oh, I feel like that could be a jingle. Like we need to play that as a template as you go. What's going on at the library?
Boom. Yeah, that would be good.
Work on it. What hasn't been going on at the library? I mean, there's so many things happening right now. We are gearing up for summer programs.
Already.
So that's children's and our young adult librarian. They've got the entire summer planned. They've got presenters coming. And we're also wrapping up our computer classes. We've had contractors coming to the library to kind of get an idea of the interior and moving all of the books out of the building for the renovation.
That's right.
So we've been busy. We've seen a lot more traffic on our computers too. So, and then it's project season is coming up. So we're going to get more kids printing and using the computers. So it's been busy. We stay busy.
It's like the home stretch. After spring break, I feel like for the school year, you know, it's kind of like, hey, everybody, all the teachers are probably like, "Oh man, we need grades. Like, what have I been doing?" And so like papers, everybody writes papers.
Yes.
I need stuff printed. I need like poster boards. I need
Exactly.
grades, right? Mm-hmm. So the students are put into overdrive mode. Like, I've had this project, 6 months to do this project, and now I need to start it because it's almost due.
Yeah.
So that's,
Young and old alike.
that stuff y'all are able to help them with, give them access to like the
Absolutely.
everything they need.
Computers, printing, and then if they need help with the research, finding the books that they need, finding online resources as well. Some classes require a certain amount of books and a certain amount of internet resources, so they come up to the librarian for help.
Yeah, that's what's tough. I remember being in school, and they said you could only have so many resources from the internet. But this was like when I first graduated high school, like 04 or 05, and I'm just like, I want all my sources to be from the internet because I have so many more options. But they're like, no, you need to have real books. You need to have like only 2 and 2 and 3 and 2, whatever.
Yeah.
I think the back in the day, like when our teachers were like when we were in high school, they were already worried about fake news. Like
Wikipedia.
fake news, Wikipedia. Like they're like, if it's out on the internet, it can't be true. But if it's in a book, then it's true.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's what my mentality of my teachers were, at least in high school. But we know that.
It's changing now, though, right?
Well, and then I think another thing is that teachers are trying, and librarians, both public, academic, and in schools, are trying to help students figure out or give them the tools to figure out what's credible and what's not, because there's just so much information in an instant that it's hard for them to realize that the top ranked result is not necessarily correct or accurate. And they rely on librarians a lot to kind of help students, even at the college level, determine what makes a website credible and what doesn't.
We saw that with the Deer Park stuff that took place, right? Like people saying, "Oh, that's not credible. That's not true," and it was like, literally, I think we're in a mindset of a society where people are so untrusting of information that even if it comes from a credible source, it's fake news.
Well, social media,
it's weird.
Yeah, it's so quick. I can put a report out right now, and everybody may run with it or may not. So it's just like, hey, well, we need to verify. You always got to verify, especially if the source is from social media. Whenever I was in college this last time, they were more open to having sources like, hey, you need to have scholarly journals. And I'm like, oh, I can do scholarly journals, and they showed us where to find them. And then you can also do like normal like links as long as it's accurate information. But like all my sources are from the internet, and that was better. I'm like, this is more like it. I don't have to, I can go to the library and I can either find a book that's there, but if it's not, I can have access to everywhere in the world almost. Do you have people coming in asking about scholarly journals? Like, where do I find an approved source for my college paper?
Yes, we do. And a lot of the times, it's not just college students or high school students. It's people looking for information on maybe health-related issues or medicine. And so we subscribe to a ton of databases, including like Medline, where you can go in and type in diabetes or a specific diet or something related to a specific organ or illness, and pull up credible articles instead of going on WebMD and kind of going through this.
I'm dying. Yeah. That's pretty much what the answer
is. Yeah, basically, and just feeling overwhelmed with links on Google because you have over 100,000 links, whereas in Medline, you can have 15 and they all directly relate to what you're looking for.
Kurt, yesterday texted Dr. Chapa in the morning in a group chat that we had, and it was like, Dr. Chapa, my pinky hurts real bad. Like, what's going on?
Give me that stint.
So he was asking for that, and Dr. Chapa brought in like some stuff to rub on it for the joint, and actually it was really funny, but he's like, take some of this. But we got 10 seconds. We're going to go on the FM right now as well. So let us know if you have any questions for Paloma. What's going on in Tech City at the library? Let us know. We'll ask. Good morning. You're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. This is Kickstart. I'm Gardy.
And I'm Curt.
And we have Paloma from the Moore Memorial Public Library in Tech City in studio. Good morning, Paloma. How are you?
Good morning, everyone. I'm doing great on Wednesday.
It is a Wednesday. It's going down. How has life been in Texas City, and how's life been at the library?
Life in Texas City is great. Every day I drive down here, and it's just beautiful. Actually, today and yesterday, I saw really beautiful sunrises.
That's nice.
Coming down here, and which was great because I'm driving away from Houston where all that smoke was going, so it was just nice to get some sun down here.
Yeah. I'm excited because supposedly it's the first day of like spring, or like, hey, we're actually in spring now, and it's been kind of overcast, and hopefully that smoke will clear and all that stuff will go away, but we can get some nice weather coming in.
Absolutely, and I'm hoping to spend my lunch breaks for the rest of the week at the dike, hopefully, reading and just enjoying the breeze and the water.
You can drive down there from there. It's not that far away.
It takes like 5 minutes.
I'm jealous.
Is that what you do? You go read and just like kind of
mellow
out,
yeah.
Dang, that's a good idea.
Absolutely.
A lot of people fish out there.
They do.
Do you ever
sometimes
bring
I take my camera.
I was gonna say, I thought you were gonna say, do you ever bring your pole? And like you're just like lunch, and you're just like just throw it out there, reading a book, and just wait for a bite. It's like catch lunch.
I could.
That'd be the greatest lunch. And then on the other end, instead of a fish, it's a taco.
Dreams do come true.
A fish taco.
A fish taco.
Pre-made.
You're like holding it on the end, and you got the look what I caught.
Yeah. Well, this sounds like the perfect day ever. So, there is a lot going on in Texas City. We were mentioning some of the end of school rush, I suppose. So a lot of people will be coming to the library to use a lot of y'all's resources, right?
Absolutely. me and the other librarians refer to this as project season. We'll get a lot of kids after school and parents as well, helping younger children work on projects, getting on the computer, doing a lot of printing, a lot of searches for resources, both on the internet and books and for pictures. And so they always come to the trusty old librarian, kind of figure out, how do I find all the information I need?
Yeah.
That's what we're there for.
And you're able to help and just kind of walk them through everything, right?
Absolutely. Everything from finding a book to printing pictures, editing pictures, finding copyright-free images as well. We try to push that so that kids are just kind of aware of using people's pictures and getting credit to the photographers and resources and things like that.
I feel that that's the hardest thing to do. I feel like when I was at least in like college, and maybe don't go back and look at my stuff, but that was the hardest thing for me to do, was like, oh, I'm going to take this and readjust it a little bit.
And can I, and that kind of thing.
And you'd be able to help them out with that.
Absolutely. Yeah, I always make a point to tell them, this is the type of search I'm doing. These are the options that I'm selecting in Google, or if we're in Publisher or Word, you can do image searches from the software. So you select Creative Commons images. And
does it ever get to the point where you're like, hey, you got to do some of your project too? I feel like I'm doing all of it. Does it ever get to that point?
Absolutely. And what we always try to do is not grab the mouse or the keyboard for them, but walk them through it.
Okay.
Because every moment is a teachable moment at the library. So unless they are physically incapable of doing it themselves, then we try to show them or move them along.
You know, for me, the hardest thing for me to do is like telling people where it's at on the screen. Like, I'll be like, up in the corner, left-hand corner, and they're like moving the mouse around. I'm like, no, there. No, stop, right there. It says file. Drives me nuts.
What?
Yes,
Ethan,
when you're trying to direct
has he had to do
this-
that to you?
Is this how you are with me?
Yes. Exactly how I am with you. I sit
Like,
down here
that
and
sounds familiar.
we have a screen here at the church during church services where I can see upstairs the graphics that Ethan runs during the service.
Does a great job, Ethan. You do a great job.
Thanks.
Thanks.
But
Go,
I
Ethan.
can take control of his screen. I feel like I take control a lot.
It's because you don't trust me enough.
You need to let some trust go.
We need Paloma to be here to help.
You have do you have trust issues?
A little bit.
What did Ethan do to you?
I don't know
Or
what I did
maybe
to him,
Curt
but-
needs more patience.
Patience. See, I'm just not a good librarian. You would be a better librarian.
Why, thank you.
Wow, that's jeez, thanks. Right now it's 10:18 a.m. This is KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. We're talking to Paloma from the War Memorial Public Library. Curt, what do you have?
I have a big. I wanted to talk about this. You sent notes in this morning, and it says here there is a new lounge-style entryway, new comfy furniture, more areas to plug in, group and individual study rooms, more space for activities. The library's getting a renovation?
Yes, we are getting a renovation at the end of summer. Starting in August, we're going to start phases of changes in the interior of the library. We won't be expanding the building, but we are redoing the inside. And one of the major changes is going to be the entryway to the library is going to be a lounge style area with comfy seating. You can have food, you can have drinks.
Oh yeah.
And you can chill and hang out.
So
And be a little loud.
We
Be a
talked
little bit louder.
Us? Did we change this because we complained so much about not having food?
You weren't the only ones.
Man. Well, they saw all the librarians were able to bring food in, probably.
They watch us. Oh, they watch us.
Yeah. What are they doing? They're on the phone. Man, so we talked about this once before, but we hadn't seen a render or drawing or gotten down to it. Do y'all need somewhere to put the books? I think we talked about this. And what's the plan?
Yes. So we actually had a contractor come in and really just get an idea of the amount of books. We've gone through a weeding process where we weeded through books that hadn't circulated in 15, 20 years, remove them from the collection, put them up for book sale and donations. That way we could downsize the collection and make way for more space, get rid of some shelves, and then we have a contractor who's going to come in, remove the books from the library and the shelves, so that way they can redo the carpet and the plumbing and the electrical wiring all at once, and they won't have to move these shelves around as they're doing it.
Okay. Ethan, I feel like you should be paying attention. Have you been in before whenever Paloma's been in?
The day of the food drive.
Yes.
Okay, that's correct. That is right. You know,
'Cause
you
he's never here on a Monday usually.
no, he's not. But you're in school,
Yes.
and you're currently in high school, right? You're homeschooled, but
Ye-
you still do all the work that you need to. Do you think you could gain anything from going to the library after hearing all this?
Oh, absolutely.
Have
I
you been
mean-
to the Moore Memorial Library yet?
Just one time.
Okay, so you have been. That's good. Did you get a library card?
I did not.
It's
He
free,
lives
you
in
know.
Texas City, right?
I do.
So you can actually go and get it.
Yeah, and I'm not that
As
far.
long as you're a state of Texas resident, you can have a Moore Memorial Public Library card.
Ethan, are you considered? Do you have like a Kentucky driver's license?
I still have my Kentucky driver's license.
Is that going to be a problem?
Probably.
I feel like it would be, wouldn't it? He needs to get that switched.
Yeah, and it needs to have your current mailing address on it. So
I'm guessing it does.
Snap.
perfect reason to update it.
It is.
I got a lot of work to do.
But you can still come into the library, use our Wi-Fi, use our computers, browse our collection.
You just can't check out a book.
Yes, you just can't leave with any of our items.
Because you're going back to.
But there's still so much you can do without a library card.
Can we talk about some of the programs? You know, there's always something for every age group, like even down to babies sometimes. Can we start at the youngins and then kind of work our way up? Like, what's going on?
Absolutely. So we still have our weekly story times. They run through the end of May. Every Tuesday at 10 a.m., we have toddlerific story time, and that's for ages 1 to 3 years old. And then every Wednesday morning at 10 a.m., our preschool story time for ages 3 to 5. And so they come in, read a book, do a craft, sing some songs. I was talking to Carol, our children's librarian, yesterday, and she says she likes to do the same song every week because with young children, it helps with repetition, remembering, and they get comfortable and start memorizing words, comfortable speaking and moving, and it's really awesome.
That's cool. So my son, he's 6. Is there anything going on for the 6-year-olds yet?
Yes, actually, this Saturday, the children's department is having a create your own kite program for ages 6 to 12. So you can come in, learn about kites, and make your own.
That's probably something that I would like to do myself, actually. I may be a little bit old, but I don't like, how does a kite work? I understand it's wind and, I don't know, but it would be fun. I've never made one before.
Don't you
They just work, right?
Yeah.
Isn't
I'd
there a
just buy
special
it.
kind of material, or are you going to make it out of paper?
I think you could use both. It just depends.
I think she's gonna have multiple materials. I know it's gonna be more than paper.
Right.
It's got to be more than paper.
Can you imagine how brave and bold those guys were that made the first airplane? I know, there's the Wright brothers who've done some flying. I don't know if they were the first, but you're
They
just
were.
like, sure, let's give it a go. Like,
Yeah,
the
let's get
kite
up
works,
and go.
right? Like, the kite works fine. We can totally do this. Like, man, that might be a good project for you to do, Ethan. Can we get a report on that? Like just a 10-page paper by Monday.
10 pages? Can I have
10
pictures?
pages, no
10
pictures, single space.
We talked about this. Okay, I have to bring this up because Paloma, I feel like you're kind of in our age bracket, right? Like
Yes.
you went to high school
I
when we
believe
kind
I'm,
of did, right?
I'm younger than you.
She's
both.
younger. Yeah, she's like
Yes, yes, but in about the same time.
that reality.
Okay.
Kurt's like, oh yeah, you are.
I was just thinking, like, I'm 6 months past 30 tomorrow, and it's kind of like, what? Anyways, when we were in school, we felt that we had to write like 5-page papers and 6-page papers in high school. Today, I feel like kids get upset if they have to write a paragraph. Okay, seriously, the STAR test, you write a 5-paragraph essay. That's it,
Wow.
right?
Okay. I
We
can do
were
that.
writing 5-page papers in high school.
Well, I wasn't. I remember being a kid and they said, hey, a paper can be like 3 paragraphs or something like that, or 3 sentences is a paragraph. And I'm like, yep, I just need 3 sentences for it to be a paragraph. And then I'm going to do another one. I'm doing 3 paragraphs and I'm done. Like 9 sentences, good to go, turn in.
Yeah, I mean, I remember doing those timed writings in high school where you had to write as a complete essay in maybe like 15 minutes
for the
by
state,
hand.
State testing type stuff?
Just for my AP class. It was like, hey, welcome to class. Answer this prompt. You got 15 minutes. And
were you good at those?
And our teacher would play Stairway to Heaven, which is funny.
While y'all wrote?
And sometimes she would just give us the link of that song to write the essay. Yeah.
Was that something you excelled at, though? Were you good at doing that?
Yes. It was my first AP class my junior year, and I got an A.
Well, at what point did you know, hey, I'm a librarian? Like, I'm born to be a librarian. Like, was that during that writing? You're just like, I'm good at this. I should be able to help others.
I think it was like several moments leading up to that point when you figure out, hey, so all of these things I like, I can do them as a librarian.
Did y'all ever fill your old role as a librarian? Because y'all were hiring a librarian, weren't y'all?
Actually, she starts on Monday.
Okay.
Are you going to be nice to this person, or are you going to be like, you know who was...
Absolutely.
You can't fill my shoes.
You know who was better?
I will be so nice. I'm going to be training her with the local history materials and things like that, handing over my files and also working with her on projects because we've got a lot of ideas and things we want to do. So
yeah,
I'll be working with her. So yes, of course I'll be nice.
Does she have as good hair as you? She said no comment.
Yes, she has beautiful hair.
Okay,
Word to the wise: do not address her as intern, or she will be upset.
Ooh, that is actually good advice from the intern.
Curt, I'm looking at you.
Oh man! Hey, we got Leah just tuned in. She said, "Dude, riding to Zeppelin would be so inspiring."
Absolutely,
was it?
Yes.
Did some people complain though?
No.
I would be the student who complained because when I'm writing a paper, I need silence.
Like he can't talk on the phone if somebody else is like in the same building as him on the phone. He's like, "Be quiet, I'm on the phone."
In college, I was pounding on people's doors and windows. I'm like, "Stop! Music! I need to write! Give me my quiet space."
I can see that. I could see that. That's quite alarming.
I think there was just something about the fact that we had to get it done, and you knew it had to be within that song.
The race is on.
It was, I remember Stairway to Heaven, and then also Kashmir she'd play too.
Wow. Mm-hmm. You know, that reminds me of sports because I'll watch basketball training. I like basketball, right? And so it's like, oh, you need to be prepared for every situation. You know, here's a drill where you dive for the ball and you get it. And so it's almost like writing, like you need to be prepared for every situation, whether Zeppelin's playing and this is going to save your life. You know, you got 3.5 minutes to write the best essay ever or else. And you're just like, I'm training. When are you ever going to be able to use that? Maybe in a deadline situation, I suppose.
Well, and then also for the AP test. So it's like no matter if you are in an unfamiliar environment, you are able to write this essay because you had distractions in your class of 30 kids while Zeppelin was playing and you wrote your essay.
And you did an amazing job.
Yes.
I like that. So you went to University of Texas.
Yes.
You were in a program specifically for a librarian. To be a librarian, you have to get like certain kind of certificates and degrees, right?
Not for my undergraduate degree. I majored in English and American Studies, and then I applied to graduate school for a Master's of Library Science. And so they have Masters of Library Science and Information Science. It's called different things, but it's the same thing, really. Information Science.
Being a librarian, could you kind of, I guess, relate that to almost being a teacher? Because you have so many people that come in?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, even we teach computer classes. We teach people how to use a computer. We teach them how to do research. I know academic librarians, like even over at COM, they do what's called information literacy instruction, where they show them how to do research, how to use the library's databases for research for their classes. A lot of times librarians will be brought in, or college courses will come to the library to learn how to use the library because it's a massive and important resource to students.
One of the things I wanted to touch on really fast before we move on to some of the other stuff that's going on at the library. You guys saw last week the whole USC cheating scandal thing, right? Where people were writing like admissions, essays and stuff like that. How important is it to I guess the question is like, does that kind of like help or hurt kind of people trying to help other people write these essays? Because it's coming up where you're writing essays now to get into college now, you know, like or should have been by
scholarships.
Yeah,
and getting it going.
Like Apply Texas requires the application that you use to apply to schools in Texas requires you to write essays, admissions essays, and then you'll have like shorter essays you have to write that are specific to the college that you're choosing or school that you're choosing at the university, and also writing essays for scholarships. And those are opportunities to share important details about you and personal stories about you. They're personal essays. And I think working with kids, actually, I did that as a private tutor. I worked with students and helped them kind of brainstorm ideas for these essays. And a lot of them weren't comfortable writing or wanted to write formulaic essays like they did for class and didn't understand how to write a personal essay, how to write a story about
a compelling
themselves.
story, right? You have to pull someone in. That's the whole point.
Exactly. Yeah. You've got to find something super specific, a very specific situation, a personal situation, and write about it, analyze it, and tell it in a way that's captivating to your reader.
Yeah, and it's different doing that than putting a lot of your like personal life on social media, because I feel like that's where a lot of people write now. Whether you know it's a it's a story I'm writing on social media, or I'm sharing an experience. Sometimes people overshare, but in that situation, I guess it's a different audience because they're not going to be posting it out, so you can share a little bit more.
Yeah, and I mean, I had funny essays that kids would write, and then I'd have serious ones, but they were all interesting and all unique to their experience. I kept emphasizing to them that no one knows what volunteering means to you. Why are you interested in that? What makes it important to you? And why do you want to keep doing that? Why do you want to share this with them? And it's and they really just have to dig deep, and some students aren't comfortable with that. But that's why you start early, and you go through editing and revising, and you have people read over it and just help you. I mean, I don't think a student should be expected to do it completely on their own.
Yeah.
But I mean, it should be their words. Absolutely.
So we have intern Ethan here. He's 17. He's a great resource to us. He wants to be a teacher one day.
Right.
Awesome.
Y'all have some programs for teens, and I feel like Ethan would excel at this program. Can you talk about what's going on? Like, I know y'all have something really cool coming up.
Oh, yeah. So this Friday, actually, we've got a program called Make Your Own Meme. And so it is Friday at 4:30 p.m. You're going to be hanging out with Megan, our young adult librarian, and basically coming up with hilarious, shareable memes.
Yeah. And it had to be catchy. It's like almost like a subtle thing, and it's just like, oh, dang, that's good.
Yeah, exactly.
What makes a good meme? Is there a formula? It can be all. Ethan, do you know? Do you have any insight? What makes a good meme to you?
Well, it's got to be relatable.
Of course. Check.
Yes.
It's got to be funny.
Yes.
And that's basically it for me.
And it has to have a good image, right?
Yeah.
You got to have a good image.
It's got to be something that's easily understandable yet also hilarious, right?
Yeah, and people, like a funny photo or even something not funny, but you kind of, the words make it relatable to a different experience, and it's like, oh, that's good.
Ethan, do we need to remind you about 4:30 on Friday so that way you can go to this event at the Texas?
I've got it written down already.
All right, Ethan's gonna be there.
Up here.
Awesome.
Ethan, then you will take what you learn and apply it to your life. I expect meme galore for KHEA Radio.
The king
All
meme.
the memes, Ethan.
All the memes.
I can do that.
All right.
Awesome.
Yes.
Challenge accepted, huh, Ethan?
Challenge accepted. I'm going to go find some good-looking pictures of Curt and Gardy.
Whoa. Wait, you can't make memes about us.
Go through the videos and hit pause and see what face you get.
Exactly.
I have some good pictures, actually. They're all on our Instagram. They're just like, I'll talk about it later. But you mentioned, whenever you went to school for English, and you said American Studies.
Yes.
So Ethan wants to be a teacher in college. He wants to teach history, but he said, is it U.S. history you don't like, or which history is you don't like?
Oh, I don't like the history of like the Americas as a whole. I feel like they're kind of boring.
So what should he Hey, I'm offended a little bit.
He said the Americas. Like he's not from America. He's like the Americas.
Well, I say the Americas
the
like
Americas.
North and South.
You're going to bring South into this too?
And Central.
East and West.
And Central.
Dang.
So what should he potentially pursue? Like if he wants to be a teacher of history, but not necessarily of the American history?
I mean, so you want to be a history teacher? Okay. I mean, what history are you interested in then?
I don't know, like Greek and Roman history is pretty interesting. Early Mesopotamia, stuff like that.
Because I know when I was at UT, one of the majors was classics, was a major, and I'm assuming classics relates to Rome and Greece, things like that. But usually within history, they will have concentrations.
Okay.
So I'm sure that you can find a concentration within a history major. So it's just a matter of looking at the schools that you're interested in, look at their history programs, and then see what sort of concentrations they offer.
What are you thinking, Ethan? Does this make sense?
Ancient Greece and ancient Rome.
I'm thinking I got a lot of studying to do.
Yes.
I told Ethan, though, if he's going to be I thought he wanted to be a high school teacher. You just want to be a college professor?
Yeah.
You just want to be a college professor?
But share why. Share why.
Well, I mean, I feel like college students, they're more eager to learn it, and they're more invested in it.
Instead of being required to be there, as some
like-
high school, it's just like, hey, I'm here because it's the law, and that's
Basically.
what's up, right?
Yeah.
So
I told him if he was
I
going to be
can
a
see that.
high school history teacher, he needed to start coaching some sports. Because you can't really teach social studies in the state of Texas and not be a college or not be a football coach.
social studies was a great class, and I remember taking it in
social
like
studies.
third grade.
Yeah.
Before history.
Y'all in your Texas history that you have to take in like seventh
Y'all,
or
you
eighth,
said that
Seventh.
eighth
perfectly.
grade. I know, right?
Did you take it?
No.
That's actually part of the class.
We don't even have Nebraska history.
because
Texas.
there's probably a good reason for that. Right now it's 10:37. It's KHEARadio.com, 99.5 FM. We're talking to Paloma from the Moore Memorial Library. We've already touched on the toddler and the preschool programs. We touched on the teen programs that are taking place. And we actually touched on making your own kite, which when is that?
This Saturday.
That is this Saturday, March 23rd at 2 p.m.
All right, and it's ages 6 to 12.
Ages 6 to 12.
That'll be a lot of fun. So make sure you go check that out. What's the website? So that way they can maybe see some of these events and learn more about the library.
TexasCity-library.org. And our highlights of the week are on the front page. And then you can also follow us on Facebook, Moore Memorial Public Library, and then on Instagram, MMPLTXC.
Okay, there is an event taking place. I think it's next week. And this one's open to the adults because we talked about the kids. And now it's time, me and Curt, we want to go check out some
Adults
stuff.
like things, right?
Yeah.
They have hobbies.
I want to participate. So what's going on for people like me and Curt?
So we have an adult program next Saturday, March 30th at 11 a.m. It's bird watching for beginners. And if you are one of the millions of people who enjoy watching birds and would like to learn more about birding, you can join us. And Texas Master Naturalist Christina River, while she leads a workshop on birding, you can learn what to wear, what to bring with you, learn about some of the amazing birds that are common in our region, and then get some tips for distinguishing between similar species.
Yeah, that would be very nice because I like watching birds, but I don't know what they are. And I don't know what I'm looking for.
Right?
I'm like, that one flies.
And I was also thinking this would be good for just people who are interested in nature in general, and then maybe photographers. If you're into nature photography, you want to know what you're taking a picture of, right? So why not
A penguin
Get
or a
to know.
parrot? You don't know.
Right?
Yeah.
a seagull,
Flamingo.
pelican?
And that's what's really cool about our area because there's so many different kind of climates, like just even in our county. So you can go to the beach and you see the seagulls, or you can go to
The prairie.
Kurt's house and see I don't know,
A duck.
pelican, duck.
We have lots of ducks at my place.
Yeah, and that counts. So there's a lot going on.
Do you know what kind of duck it is?
No, Ethan, but I'm sure you're going to tell me.
It's a Muscovy duck.
Ah.
Ethan was like, I'm going to take this Muscovy duck back to Kentucky with me and make $5. And
What? How would you make money off the duck? People like them?
They're worth like $8 a piece in Kentucky.
Hey.
Yeah.
How much are they here?
You can't.
Free.
You
Did we
can't
just get
touch-
rich?
They're just running wild over here.
Did we just get rich?
You
what's the-
can't.
We can.
Because
Well,
they're
We can.
protected. They're a protected species in our area.
Well, there you go.
See, I told Ethan, I said, Ethan, you cannot touch these ducks.
Well, he's not harming them.
He's taking it back to Kentucky.
I mean, people around here don't like them. What's the harm?
He's trying to pay for college
Yeah.
to be a professor, right? So, man, these are things that we can probably ask at the bird watching class and course and be
Absolutely.
like, hey, our ducks, we heard Muscovy ducks are protected. Is that true or false? And they'll be able to let us know.
They will know.
Maybe if you become a great photographer, you'd be able to use those and or make them copyright free, so that way people could use them for their reports. When Ethan's writing about the history of the ducks in Kentucky, he'll be able to use the photo. So that's a great
Absolutely.
opportunity. That's Saturday, March 30th, 11 a.m.
Yes.
You'll be able to come check it out.
Free and open to the public.
Christina River, doing some really cool things. She's a naturalist, Texas master naturalist. Is she from this area? Do you know?
Yeah, she's from Manville, and she actually her website. I linked to it on our Facebook page. It's called Birding for Fun, and they do workshops and classes throughout the area on birding.
Okay. We have about 20 minutes left. And the Moore Memorial Public Library, y'all do a lot all over the place with different ages, different activities. Y'all also have a ton of computers, internet access. Are people able to come and learn how to use a computer if somebody doesn't have the skills yet? Because a lot of times jobs require basic computer skills now.
Absolutely. We offer scheduled computer classes from January to the end of March, and then again in the fall. And if you can't make the scheduled classes, you can actually call or come up to the reference desk and make an appointment with a librarian for a specific class. So basic mouse, basic computer, basic files and saving on Windows 10, basic Word, basic Excel. And we will work with you one-on-one.
Yeah, I'm not that good at Excel. I have taken classes, I think in college, where it was required, but that's not something I used that much.
Yeah,
But there are some people that's like their thing. That's what they use.
absolutely.
And so communicating in that way with them is not the easiest. So for me, this would probably be a good class to go to learn some Excel.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. And I actually worked with someone on basic Excel, and we used an example of a budget or actually it's a grocery list, and just listing the items and then listing the cost and coming up with totals. And she thought it was the greatest thing, and she's like, this would actually be helpful
Math.
like in my life.
I could use, like make the formula and then use this in math class, and it's Excel. It's like,
Yeah.
I got this.
And you can create the document, and then you just plug in the data, and then you use it going forward.
How much
awesome.
do these classes cost? Because this is like a lot of information. It seems like it would be worth a lot of money.
They are free, but they're invaluable.
What?
They are.
Kurt, did you know this?
They are priceless.
free. That you
Free.
can go learn these classes for free.
Free.
Did you know?
You don't even need a Texas library card, right?
You don't need a library card to attend our computer classes or any of our programs. They are free and open to the public. But if you want to check out items or borrow our ebooks or digital audiobooks online, you do need a library card. So why not get one? It's free.
That's free as well. One of the coolest things that I think y'all have is giving access to people to where they can do like a Netflix style streaming service of different movies and documentaries and stuff like that, right?
Yes, and I use that. Sometimes I'll use it during my lunch break, or I cast it on my TV at home.
And that-
watching Sundance films.
That
I mean, they're
there has to
awesome.
be a cost. There has to be a cost for that because Netflix charges me, actually my wife's account, thank you, about like $10 to $15 a month.
Well, that's Netflix. That's not Canopy at the library, which is free.
That's free.
For our library card holders. And all you need is an email address. You just create an account like Netflix, but it's free and doesn't charge you.
And you can stream and look through all the titles, look through these different films.
Absolutely. And so there's independent films, world cinema, classic films, classic Hollywood films. There's documentaries. There's even how-to videos.
Here's what I need a how-to video. I need to see how you can submit content to be streamed from the Canopy app for free. Because here at KHEA Radio, we do a lot of video. Most of the time, it's focusing on tacos, which is fine. But this is content that the people on Canopy want to see. Like, how can I submit our Talk of Taco content to be on the Canopy app? Because people want to know.
Well, you'll probably have to contact Canopy directly. Unfortunately, we aren't in charge of it. It's not our platform.
Can you just put in a good word for us?
Hey, you guys.
Yeah.
Got a great show for you.
Yeah, but we're interested in that. But man, that's huge. So if if you're looking for ways to like learn information, that's one thing I sometimes do on Netflix. But again, there's like a monthly subscription from now till forever if I want to access it. Where it's documentaries on all kinds of different stuff like weightlifting, sports. There's that one that I liked where it was like Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead, where the dude started juicing.
Oh yeah, I watched that.
Yeah, we talked about the one with McDonald's.
Like, I can probably pull up Canopy right now and give you an idea of what's on there.
The titles.
Yes, so they have popular movies like Moonlight right at the top, which was nominated and won an Oscar, I believe.
Wow.
Lady Bird.
Yeah, I've heard of these.
Let's see. Popular documentaries. The one called Amy, about Amy Winehouse, which is on Netflix, which you have to pay for. It's free on Canopy. Hey.
So you can get some of the same content that is on Netflix and some of the other services.
Yeah, and so they have
free.
like production companies like A24. Their films are on there for free.
Wow.
And you don't need Prime Video. You don't need Netflix. All you need is a library card.
Kurt, you're speechless over there.
Learning and entertainment.
I can't believe it.
That's pretty cool.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, right now it's 10:46. This is KHEARadio.com, 99.5 FM. We have Paloma Lenz in studio. We're talking about everything that has to do with the Moore Memorial Public Library, everything that's going on in Texas City. Again, I think you say you're about like 5 minutes from the dike.
Yes.
And do you go out there often?
I do. I love driving out there. Sometimes I'll take my camera, take some pictures. Other times I take a book and I just roll my windows down and read.
Yeah. What else is going on in Texas City? There's always a ton of events going on, like on 6th Street.
Isn't there a movie on the dike coming up?
See, I don't know. This is the kind of thing we need to know.
Once a month. They do a movie on the dike. They actually put up like an inflatable screen. I've been there before.
And they tether it
That's
down.
cool.
And you can...
The one that they did that was really kind of cool was they did Jaws. As you're sitting right next to the water.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
wow.
I wonder if the sharks are enjoying this or getting like tips on how to eat us because they're just showing them videos.
Yeah, they don't need to see that. I know there is a crawfish festival, like a bash going on over by Boyd's. Have you ever heard of Boyd's over in Texas City?
And you pass it when you go down the dike.
I think so.
Aren't they right there?
Yeah, they have some like, and we don't really talk about prices, but they have some like ridiculous prices when it comes to crawfish. Like maybe some of the lowest that I've ever seen in my entire life. But I know they're having a festival. We're supposed to be doing some stuff with them out there. So that's going to be out in Texas City. Something else coming up in Texas City is the firefighter games. So we have a meeting, I think, next week. We were out there last year. It's on 6th Street. Have you ever been to those or seen any of it?
No, but I believe we're supposed to have some sort of participation in that in some type of way. I think we're going to make an appearance or some sort of library presence. I remember there was a buzz about that a few months ago.
That's awesome. You can be next to us because we're going to have a tent or something. We have to get one, but we're going to be out there and we're going to do our show before it starts. But from the vicinity, last year we were asked if we could come and judge some of the cook-off competitions. Have you ever done that?
No, I'd love to do that. Yes.
We can get you in, I think. We need to see because last year we did like fajitas. What else did we do? Maybe some rib. I don't know. There was a bunch of options, but
I remember
we
the
were excited.
fajitas because the fajitas were amazing.
Yeah.
I would love to judge fajitas.
Yeah. There's a lot of good Mexican food in Texas City too, right?
Yes, there is.
What's the name of your blog? Because you have a really cool website.
Oh, yeah. Wander-through.com. It's called Wander Through Blog. I read, I eat, and I explore areas in Houston and beyond.
Have you done it in Texas City, though?
Yeah, I wrote about Taqueria El Jalisciense right there on 9th. And it's delicious, and you should go have tacos there. Absolutely.
Yes. That's like really close to the library.
Yeah, it's right across the street. We go there fairly often, me and the other librarians.
That would be my thing. If I was that close to them, I would be there every day.
Is that the best taco in the world?
In Texas City.
I want to know in the world.
I want to know in Texas City.
It's the best taco I've had in Texas City.
Okay, what's the best in the world?
That's saying a lot.
So far.
Until you open your own taco shop.
Yeah, absolutely. And then that'll be the best one.
Best tacos in the world.
Best tacos in the world.
That's really subjective.
That's what our Talk of Tacos
Yes,
is
and-
to find.
It's more than one episode, that's
It's
for
out
sure.
there. It's out there one time.
Some of the best tacos that I've had, there's this place called Taco Steak in Houston. It's off of 45 and Monroe, and they used to have a taco truck, and then they got a physical restaurant, and you just walk up to the counter and order, and the tacos are massive and they're good, and they have so much to choose from too. And then I recently went to another taqueria over the weekend that has no menu posted, nothing to read from. It's just a steam table, and it's packed
Yeah.
in there, and it's awesome.
Have you been to that meat market in Dickinson that I posted a couple?
No, I saw the video yesterday.
Is it Huaca?
Oaxaca.
Oaxaca. Mm-hmm. And that's a kind of, isn't it a city in Mexico, I think? Is that
Is
what
it a state?
I don't know, maybe a state. But
Cheese.
it's also a kind of cheese, isn't it?
Oaxaca cheese.
Oaxaca cheese. And it's the white cheese that they...
Yeah.
So that's on the tacos. Kurt,
Yes.
share your story yesterday.
Also called quesillo. It's because I think it comes with the little ball, the
Yes.
little white ball.
So Kurt, he's in there. He
Uh-oh.
sees me order. So I ordered some pastor tacos, some barbacoa, and I also ordered one tripa taco.
You know, when I get tacos, the one thing I want on my tacos, I don't want none of that drizzled cheese. I don't want none of that shredded cheese. I don't want none of that cold cheese on my taco. I hate biting into a warm taco and there's something cold in it. So, like, I'm not getting lettuce on it. I'm not getting no tomatoes. I'm not getting no pico de gallo.
All of that off my taco.
Get it off of there, right? But what I do want is some hot, spicy, creamy queso cheese,
Like dip.
drizzled into that taco.
Right?
So that's what I asked for. Did Kurt get that?
No, you didn't.
No.
And they may not have
They
it.
don't-
That's what I tell you. So he asked for queso. He asked, "Can I have queso on there?" Like, yeah, you can have
Sure.
some cheese. You know,
Yeah.
I want it because he asked how
No, he wanted Texas queso.
Texas
right?
queso.
No. Just any kind of queso that's like hot. Or like warm up the cheese. I don't care.
Well,
Like,
is the
take a
hot
shredded
cheese, is the queso with the yellow cheese? Is that like a Tex-Mex thing?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
that's Tex-Mex. So if it's not a Tex-Mex place, more than likely you're gonna get shredded cheese or crumbled queso fresco.
So I don't want that.
Whenever he actually asked for it, they started laughing. And I told him, I was like, Kurt, she's like, can I get the queso, like drizzled on top? And they're just like, ha, 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 ha. And I was like, first of all, I don't know. I think there's a translation thing because you're just saying cheese. To them, they're like, yeah, you can get cheese on your taco. We serve that. It's in our name.
I will say cheese if I want cheese. I'll say queso if I want queso. No, I'm just kidding. I'm on a rant. And people, I post these pictures of, like, what the best places that I love getting tacos from is Texas Pit Stop Barbecue. Right? Like they have these brisket
Yeah,
tacos.
I've seen those pictures.
Oh my gosh.
He likes the queso cheese on it.
I'm like, just load
And
it
not
up.
just a little bit of cheese.
Oh, just load that thing
You want
up.
it swimming in
I've
cheese.
even now started asking them not to put the sour cream on there because the sour cream's cold. Like, I don't want anything cold in my taco. Like, I want to bite into something warm. If I
Okay.
want it cold, I'll go to Salada and get a salad or something.
Well, hey, Kurt, there's no shame in knowing what you like, right?
There's not.
I'm mad.
There's like, I don't like the hate towards the tacos and the cheese, though. That's the thing I like about our Talk of Taco group. It's like all tacos are invited.
Yes.
You can post your Taco Bell. You can post your
Absolutely.
Huaca, and you can post, your brisket tacos. We love Texas Pit Stop. There's room for everybody at the table.
Yes. I agree with that. I don't think there should be any shaming people for what they like. I mean,
Yeah, my wife. Well, we live close to a Taco Bell, and she likes it. And hey, I'll eat Taco Bell too. But I was like, hey, did you post a picture to the group yet? And she's like, no, because I don't want to. Because what if people are gonna say something? I'm like, no, post it. I will stand up for you.
yeah,
No matter
I will too.
Kurt can say whatever he wants, and I'll stomp him down.
I'll share it. I'll
Yeah.
share that image.
We'll take it.
So we got about 5 minutes left, but there's a ton of stuff going on at the Moore Memorial Library. I think one of the biggest things is the renovations that are taking place. Is there a lot of excitement there from the staff and the community about these renovations?
Yes, and we're really excited. Our April 1st newsletter, which I'm working on currently, is going to officially announce the renovation to the public. We've kind of been telling people when they come up, because some of them make comments like, hey, I like that I can go up to any computer now, sign myself in. I like that I can sit anywhere at the computers and that I can get my session extended.
Yeah.
And I've been telling them, well, get this, we're going to be renovating the interior. So it's going to look completely different in here. We're going to have a lounge up at the front entryway. It's going to be great.
How can somebody get access to the newsletter that you were writing. You're like, I didn't know there was a newsletter. Is that an email that I can sign up?
Yeah, actually, email webmaster@texascitytx.gov. That goes straight to me, and I'll add you to the mailing list. And then we also have it under library news on the library's website. And then I link to that on Facebook, too.
How often is there a newsletter? Once a month?
It's quarterly.
Quarterly,
it's
okay.
a quarterly newsletter. So our next one will be in July, and then that's when we'll have the dates that we will be closed for the renovation.
Is that a lot of work to start a newsletter?
Yeah.
It seems like it would be.
It is.
I'm like, after hearing you, I'm tempted, like, we should start a newsletter. And I'm like, that seems like it's a lot of work.
If you need help, let me know.
I'm going to send Ethan to the library. And be
I
like,
actually really like working on the newsletters. So.
That's cool. Ethan will
you do a newsletter for KHEA Radio then?
Yes.
We can't pay you anything.
That's
we'll pay you
fine.
in tacos.
We'll send Ethan.
Invite me to tacos.
That works. We can do that.
And
Yeah.
I'll even try one with queso on it.
Well, there you go.
From Texas Pit Stop Barbecue.
Yes,
located in Lamarck.
absolutely.
Have you
Extra
ever had like a queso taco like Curt likes when the cheese hits just right? Have you ever had one?
Yeah, I know I've gone to restaurants and ordered chile con queso and then made
Dip
my
it in.
own awesome taco with
That's
the
what I
queso
loved
on
about
it.
Taco John's. I know I'm going to get grief for this. Taco John's has... Wow.
That's a warning. That's a warning.
Is I would get the soft taco with meat and cheese in it, and then I would get a side of queso for 50 cents, and I would dip the soft taco
Do
in
you,
it.
Kurt?
Oh.
Right?
Well,
Do you, Kurt?
Do you even, Curt? I know there's local places where you get fajitas.
Queso
and,
Kurt.
Yeah, and you'll get queso Curt. That's a nickname that is really... He's
Cut
been
me
called
open
before.
and cheese comes out.
But like you get fajitas somewhere, and if you have queso, I've been, I'll dip it in there maybe, or just like put a little bit on top. But I'll usually use like the shredded cheese or no cheese at all.
See, when I order chile con queso, I want it to be delicious. I don't go to every restaurant expecting there to be queso. Sometimes there will be queso flameado at taquerias where they'll have it melted with chorizo, and you
in
eat
the
it with
queso.
tortillas, and that is good. But when I go to Tex-Mex restaurants, for sure, I want delicious queso because that's what they're supposed to be serving.
Right. Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm a fan of cheese. I am.
I haven't been eating that much cheese unless it's on a taco.
And you've been eating a lot of tacos.
I have been eating a lot of tacos, so I don't know if my cheese intake has probably been up anyways, but other than that, I try to cut most dairy out of my diet for different reasons, and I've felt good.
Cool.
But maybe it may be the influx of tacos that make me feel good and not like, hey, the
There you
dairy
go.
outside. I don't know. I don't know. But is there anything else you'd like to share today, Paloma? Anything about the library, anything at all?
Well, I just want everyone to know that all of our programs are free and open to the public. All of the programs that I talked about today, you can find on the library's website at texascity-library.org. Come to the library. Come talk to the librarians, ask us questions, ask us to find books, ask us for assistance on the computer. Do not hesitate to talk to us. We are there to help you and serve you in any way possible at the library. So I know some people sometimes feel like intimidated by the librarians. We're sitting at this fortress and we're at computers. We're very busy,
Of course. Yeah.
but we're always willing to help.
You know is the webmaster? Is that the busiest person though? At the, like library and webmaster, it's just like, yeah.
I feel very busy.
Yeah.
But we are all very busy in different ways. But I'm busy with a website, doing updates, doing publicity, doing social media. And then if anything goes wrong with any of our servers or computers or software, it comes to me. And then if I can't handle it, I go to IT
Yeah.
at City Hall.
It's a lot of teamwork to make it all happen.
Oh, absolutely.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Yeah, we're a wonderful team. We all respect each other, and we all share the mission of serving the public.
So what's the website, one more time, how somebody can go find out more information about all those events that are taking place, and then the location?
So that'll be texascity-library.org. Moore Memorial Public Library is located at 1701 9th Avenue North in Texas City. We are right next to City Hall and Texas City High School across from Blocker Middle School.
Well, it's always a great time having you in. Thank you for joining us today.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
This has
Can't
been
wait till next month.
Kickstart on KHEA Radio. We'll have Paloma in again next month. We have her join us once a month, talking about everything taking place in Tech City at the library. And there's a lot. Renovations taking place, a ton of events. Today we have a lunch that we're going to go eat at Bayshore Grill. So if you want to go and join us, feel free to do that. And then the rest of this week, we have a ton of stuff going on. There's a community baby shower this weekend. You're invited. If you know somebody who's expecting, going to be having a baby, feel free to join us as well. It's going to start at 11 a.m. and there's a sign up for that. We've shared some videos and we'll continue to do that. So let us know if you want to get involved. It's KHEA Radio 99.5.
The arms. The golden voice. All right, bye, Facebook. We love you. Thank you for a great show today.
Bye, guys. Be blessed.